SportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Former Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup had a visit with the Baltimore Ravens today. According to ESPN, no deal has yet been announced. And, of course, the NCAA tournament is underway. One final to report this afternoon. 9th-seeded Michigan State, a winner today over Mississippi State, 69-51. All the action on AM 1250 ESPN. The Blitz from Twin Peaks, DeZavala, starts right now.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live at Twin Peaks on DeZavala as March Madness is officially underway. And damn it, Joe, I don't even get to the start of the show and my bracket's not even perfect anymore.
Well, there's only been 2 finals.
Well, that's it. I'm 1 for 1 on the day. I had BYU winning today. They did not. Duquesne won 71-67. A guy having a nice, tall, cold beer behind us, he's happy. Because not only did he have Duquesne in the bracket.
He did.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
nice.
Well, it wasn't John.
Well,
John's the unhappy one over there. He had quite the opposite.
John's always unhappy, so it's all right.
That's true. He's not as unhappy as grumpy as Greg Shelton, who, by the way, is happy where he is seated right now with the scenic views here at Twin Peaks.
And if you're not here, why not? You should be. Come on over here and join us. We're at the DeZavala location, Twin Peaks. They've got TVs everywhere.
Of course.
There's not a place you could sit without a view of at least 2 or 3 games. So,
games, you said.
Well, that's it, games. Yeah.
Games, you said.
Yes, I did say. There's a lot of other scenic views as well, but we're talking about basketball at the moment.
Basketball. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
yeah, there's
of course.
Lots of different things happening here. Concentrating, if we get sidetracked by what we see on a screen,
of course,
that's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Or a stretching class. One of the two.
Yoga, right?
One of the two.
Yeah.
And I think about it, and I was talking with my buddy John Robbins about this a few minutes ago. Remember Tom Izzo coming out, mid-majors, nobody wants to see this? I mean, a couple of games in, this is what makes March Madness so special, is when you see a team like BYU lose, unless you're a BYU fan. But to see the mid-majors, a school where you're not sure where they're located or who their mascot is, and certainly most fans don't know who's on that team, but you like to see the upsets. And we've seen that already with an 11-seeded Duquesne taking out a 6-seeded BYU. And it's interesting because leading up to, I've got a couple of 12s beating 5s, and that's historic. This year, the prediction was the 11s were going to replace the 12s as those making the big upsets early on, and we've seen that already.
Here's what you see, though, when you watch the college basketball tournament, typically, especially if it's a high seed up against or a low seed up against a high seed, halftime scores don't matter.
Yeah.
It's the second half because usually the cream rises to the top most of the time. I was scared to death because Creighton was struggling with Akron in the first half.
Yeah.
But they're pulling away and they're doing well now, so that's good. But I mean, you see North Carolina struggling with Wagner early on. It's just the beauty of this tournament, and that's why people love it. And I love the fact that the mid-majors are involved and giving some of these big-name teams a hard time.
That's the beauty of it. And I mean, Tom Izzo's completely wrong in saying that nobody cares about that. Now, I think he's right that we like to see the early upsets. We don't necessarily want to see them in the Final Four. We don't necessarily want to see them in the Elite Eight. But first couple of days, let them have some fun. Let them dance into the weekend. Just to catch you up on scores, Creighton is up on Akron 61-47. Arizona struggling with Long Beach State and their fired head coach. It is 41-35 at halftime. North Carolina up 5, 20-15 over Wagner. And then the couple of finals that we do have in today, Mississippi State loses to Michigan State 69-51. The 9th-seeded Spartans get the upset technically over Mississippi State, and BYU goes down to Duquesne 71-67.
There's something about Michigan State when it comes to tournament time. Tom Izzo is a genius, especially in this first couple of games. I don't know what it is, but they always seem, regardless of what kind of season they have, they sneak into the tournament, and then they come up big in the tournament. And they really dominated today. I mean, it wasn't even that close of a ball game. They dominated Mississippi State today. So Michigan State will move on. And I believe face the winner of North Carolina and whoever the hell they're playing. Wagner. Is that like Wagner High School out here? Or?
Well, in a way, yes, although I think I might take Wagner High School to Thunderbirds in a situation like that. So come see us here. We're at the Twin Peaks DeZavala location. We're going until 7 o'clock here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. For some odd reason, we're letting James Pledger out of the glass box of fun today so he can come over here and get highly distracted, which I think he will be because of the scenic views and televisions everywhere. But again, all the games are on. And what you love, especially as you walk in, you see all the different people wearing their fan gear. You know, Greg Shelton has his Longhorn hat on. UT plays at 5:50.
Well, so do you.
Yeah, I've got my Longhorn gear on. James Pledger's got his on. I just saw a guy in an Oregon Duck T-shirt. I've seen.
God, you really want to wear that out?
I quack. Well, I mean, and it looks like one of those old school Oregon Duck T-shirts. Now, I don't know if it's an old T-shirt or if he just bought the old school looking shirt, but either way, I mean, he's all over Oregon. I've seen North Carolina. I've seen Duke. And I got a bone to pick with whoever's running our social team that promoted this thing, and they put Duke all across the bottom of it. The hell is that all about?
I know. I saw that too, and I'm like, well, who's the Dookie?
Well, that's it. I have no idea. So I didn't reshare it for that reason. I just created my own. The sign that says draft beer at 27.6 degrees is where it's at right now.
Well, I tell you what, there is this place is going to get hopping as we go. It already was. By the way, and I think they've still got it, and I'll check, but it's $6 cheeseburgers today.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
That's every Thursday?
Every Thursday.
I thought that was a special.
Well, it is a special.
For March Madness, no?
I don't know. I mean, I when I was standing at the urinal and the sign in front of me earlier today said $6 cheeseburgers, and I thought, well, I wish I'd have saw that before you ordered the flatbread pizza, although the flatbread pizza here is fantastic.
I had the cheeseburger because I was told that it was only $6.
You
and
cheap
I'm a cheap dude.
She looked at you and realized.
Exactly.
Yes.
This guy didn't have any money.
Yeah.
We'll give him a $6 cheeseburger
well,
special.
when you say what's on special today, is it happy hour? Because I never get to do those.
Yeah, it's always happy hour here, right?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, yes.
You
have to work hard not to be happy here.
You got to be happy here. No question about it. So come on out and join us. Get out here. I mean, you guys are looking a little green, a little peaked. Everybody's getting a little sick. Just tell the boss you got to go and come on out to Twin Peaks.
How much is America losing today? I saw this earlier on a website or Twitter or whatever, that, the next couple of days will be some of the most unproductive days in the office. And there are a few, like the Monday after the Super Bowl, I think falls in line, but you get 2 days like this. And, Freddie Coleman in for Greeny today, they were doing, is this the best month of the year? What's the best month and worst month of the year on the sports calendar side? And you could certainly see that. I would imagine today, if your boss is not letting you take a long lunch, you're probably not very productive today, especially if you've got a team that is playing, right? There are a lot of people here at Twin Peaks right now working.
Of course.
Working.
Yeah, yes,
working.
Exactly.
Like us.
Oh, they bring their laptop out and pretend, right? They're looking at their brackets.
Yeah, boss, I'm online. You can see me logged in over there.
Exactly right.
I saw a thing the other day, and I thought it was a great I don't know what you call it, social media post. It was doing you a solid, here's your get out of work free card. And there were a variety of screenshots, like from the internet company, that there's an outage in your area. There was a picture of a nail in a tire. There was, just a flooded toilet. Whatever you need to send to your boss, I got you covered. And I thought that's brilliant.
I think that's fantastic. I've had a lot of people use a little PTO, vacation days or whatever, today, tomorrow as well, or even going into next week when you're talking about Thursday, Friday of next week as well. So it's just a lot of fun. And I've said this for years. I think this tournament is one of the most exciting sporting events overall of them all. I mean, it's just a lot of fun because everybody gets involved with a bracket. Everybody's got teams that they're looking. Your bracket's either busted after today or tomorrow, or you're still going strong. And everybody gets involved. Everybody's a college basketball fan when it comes to this time of year. And I just love this tournament and get geeked up for it all the time.
I will correct you. Everybody becomes a college basketball expert this time of year, even if today is the first day you've actually watched your team play an entire game. And that's the beauty of it. Speaking of brackets, obviously the chance at winning $1 million, you can get yourself into that bracket at sasportstar.com. They give away $1 million because they know nobody's ever going to have the perfect bracket, right? So, $1 million, I think Twin Peaks has one for $2 million. Sure, we're going to offer that. Not a problem, because nobody's going to have the perfect bracket. I already don't have a perfect bracket, and it barely is underway. If you want to get in on our little fun game at ESPN.com, the big ESPN, we've created a public group, the Blitz 2024. You can get into our group, throw your bracket in there and see. And what I love is I look at some of the people that are in the bracket. We've got a bracket called Dairy Queen Tacos.
I love that. That's a winner already.
And there's also a bracket called Reinagel owes me a beer.
Well, I probably do, whoever you are. Yeah.
There's one called Joe's Camel Toe Bracket Hump Day.
There's another winner.
I'm telling you. I mean, there's all kinds of good bracket names there. So yeah.
They can't still get in there now, though.
Sure.
Everything's like they can.
Yeah. Just throw your bracket in there.
Oh,
and
okay.
if you suck, you can pull your bracket out if you don't want to be embarrassed. But we want you to have a pair and keep them in there.
Well, that's
get in there. I heard Rob and RJ on the Morning Huddle today. They've created their own private group.
Followers. Followers.
I guess we didn't really think it through. We didn't have a meeting and create a station one. We did a show one, so they did a show one. If you want to get in on theirs, it's Sports Star TMH for the Morning Huddle. RJ had to complicate it.
Yeah.
Although I do like TMH.
All right.
And those are funsies unless they've got some prizes that they're going to dig out. We don't. We're just doing it for funsies.
Did you just smell that?
What did you do, sir?
I just walked by and it was like a perfume wave.
You realize you're at Twin Peaks, right?
I'm just saying.
I mean, and if you stop action and say, did you just smell that? I'm not thinking you're talking about a perfume wave. I'm thinking somebody crop dusted or you pooped your own pants.
Well,
what the hell is wrong with you, Joe?
The day is still young.
Well,
okay, so that who knows? That could still happen.
I mean, it will be difficult for you to get up and walk down that hallway in a while, but I get it.
You don't know me very well, do you? Yeah. But it's one of these beautiful servers just walked by and it was just like a poof, perfume wave.
Yeah. You all right?
I'm good.
You surprised by that?
No, not really, but it took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, again, I'd rather smell that than what I thought you were saying.
No, come on. I'm a little bit classier than that. Not
Are you
much,
sure?
But a little bit.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Somebody walks by and crop dust, you're not calling them out?
Well, I mean, it's Shelton over here. You never know what he's going to do. And then you're far enough away, so I feel pretty safe.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
And, I'll get up to pee about 10 times during the show, so it'll be fine.
We all know.
I can just wait. And
just good luck with that, if you know what I mean.
Oh, man. It's going to be fun today.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. The Shohei Ohtani story.
Oh, my gosh.
From where it was as breaking news yesterday as we were going off the air to where it is now, holy crap. Shohei, what the hell is going on? We'll give you the latest as we know it as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, first, though, I've got a message for you that's going to change your dental game in about 60 seconds. Let me ask you a question. Are you fed up with the same old dental routine, those endless trips to the dentist, dealing with missing teeth, temporary fixes that never seem to stick? Well, buckle up because I've got the answer. It's Doctor's Implants. At Doctor's Implants, they're board-certified oral and facial surgeons. Well, they're ready to transform your smile. You can say goodbye to the frustration of traditional dentistry and welcome a brighter future. Look, don't let old school dentistry hold you back any longer. Embrace your future with full mouth dental implants at Doctor's Implants. You can check them out online at doctorsimplants.com, but here's the kicker. When you give them a call at 210-640-0000. Tell them that I sent you, Joe Reinagle from the Blitz. You're going to get a complimentary consultation and a CT scan. Your journey to that perfect smile begins at Doctor's Implants, so don't wait. Call them today, 210-640-0000.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
World Championship Boxing is coming to San Antonio. Freddie Roach, legendary trainer of rising star Gio Cabrera, will be headlining the boxing event of the year at the Boeing Tech Port Arena. Stars like Justin Figueroa, Shariah Moreau, along with several Texas fighters, are set to light up the ring. Don't miss this epic showdown, Saturday, March 30th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at dnpboxing.com or call 210-600-3699 for details. Brought to you by Everlast, Quintana Rum, and Desi Martinez Promotions.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single, season, and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the Dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
The Ultimate March Hoops experience is in downtown Las Vegas. Don't miss out on Mega March at Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. There's no better place to take in the action than in the 6 pools at Circa with their 143-foot screen. Experience the game's poolside with various seating options. No matter the size of your group, Stadium Swim is the place to be. Find all the Stadium Swim options at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for Mega March at Circa Resort and Casino. Book now at circalasvegas.com.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up for 40 days days of consistency. Or low Febreze car clips right on your vid. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. First round action underway already. Couple of finals in, one upset. Couple of games going on right now that are not even close.
Technically, two upsets.
Technically a 9-8.
Two upsets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That counts.
Sure.
Michigan State's a winner, and Duquesne is a winner today. Arizona's starting to pull away. That's big. North Carolina's going to do the same thing. Creighton actually pulled away as well. Thank goodness. I was a little nervous there for a while. I don't mind telling you.
As long as your Final Four stays intact, a loss today, like I had BYU, they lost, but I had them out in the next round. So that one probably doesn't kill me in the long run, but we will see. Go from there. But if you're looking for a place to come watch the games, hang out, weather's kind of crappy, get into Twin Peaks. And I appreciate getting a little bit of rain today. Although my yard guy sends a message, hey, it's raining, I'll have to come back another day. All right, cool. I get that. That's fine. Monday, our golf tournament out at the Golf Club of Texas, sasportstar.com. I have no idea if we're sold out or not. I haven't seen an update. If it will take your money, let it take your money and then come play some golf. You know how that goes. But I think about all the fun that we're going to have. Flight by Yingling will be out there. They're turning 195 years old. So we put together the station at a putting contest that we're going to do beforehand. If you can make a 195-inch putt, you're going to win some cool prizes like a Kanga cooler.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got so as we get ready to go play golf, we might get winners before we actually tee off.
I've actually made a putt about that long. So
of course you have.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah,
so.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Because at that length, it's a game of luck, not skill.
Well, exactly.
And you have no skill.
I'd much rather be lucky than good.
That's the motto of your life.
Absolutely. Hey, sometimes the lucky guys get it better than the good guys.
Well, and you think about that motto, I'd rather be lucky than good. If you're a gambler, you want to be good because you can only rely on being lucky so often, right? At the same time, you know what kind of gambler you are, lucky, good, and degenerate. And
all of the above.
Well, and it goes in there. This Shohei Ohtani story is bizarre. And I apologize to somebody that called the show yesterday immediately as this story was breaking. And as we knew it at the time yesterday, it was Shohei's interpreter stole all this money because he's a bad gambler. And a guy called in, how do you know he wasn't just covering for Shohei? And I was like, oh, the black helicopter guy. Turns out they were flying. They were circling. They were real because this story has changed so much. And when you look at this rather bizarre story involving Shohei Ohtani, the global face of baseball right now, it does appear like this is a story because they changed the story because the original story sounded good until they realized they exposed Shohei to not only baseball rules, but maybe breaking laws in California. So then they changed the story again, and that's why I think it's a bigger story.
I hope that Shohei Ohtani is promised his interpreter that he's going to dump about $5 million in his bank account. That's what I hope, because this guy's taking the fall. And look, there's no way the story changes as much as it has, because typically the first story is the truth, and then everything else after that is trying to cover that up or change the story, and that's exactly what they're doing. The interpreter basically told ESPN, look, I messed up. I lost a lot of money. I'm not very good at gambling. I told Shohei, and he covered it for me. He sent the money to the bookie because he didn't trust me with it.
And according to the federal investigation, on the wire transfers, it said loan. You know, like why are you sending this guy, this noted bookie, all this money? It said loan. So it was Shohei paying the bookie, which is against the law. Now they're saying they all right, well, no, this was money that was stolen. So this guy stole money. Now everybody denies. Everybody involved in this story to this point says Shohei is not a gambler, right? Although the interpreter reportedly makes $300,000 a year. Now, I don't know a lot of bookies, but I'm going to guess most bookies would not take a guy that only makes $300,000 a year and let him run up $4.5 million of gambling debts. Now, if I know that it's Shohei making the bets, gamble all you want.
Absolutely.
Because I know you can cover that. But if you only make, and I say only, but if you're making $300,000, how are you getting up to $4.5 million in debt with your bookie and still have your kneecaps and not be buried out in the desert somewhere?
Dude, you're not. That's what I'm saying. They can try and spin this all they want to, and Major League Baseball may even get involved and say, spin it that way as well. But Shohei Ohtani knew exactly, either he made those bets or he had told the bookie he was going to cover him for his buddy. Apparently, these two guys have been buddies for a long
Since
time.
2013.
Yeah, so they're good friends, and it stinks. I mean, it does. And what I hate is the fact that they're throwing this interpreter to the wolves.
Well, I mean, I think the interpreter volunteered to go into the pit.
They better be getting paid.
Well, I'm sure he is, one way or the other. But there's so many things here. Now, baseball doesn't care. I don't know if that's the right word. Baseball rules don't forbid baseball players from gambling on other sports. They can't gamble on baseball. They can gamble on other sports, but they have to do it legally. And that's part of the problem here. This is through a very big-time illegal bookie, right? And I say illegal bookie. He's a bookie doing it off the books.
He's
right?
illegal, yes.
What he's doing is against the law, and he was getting raided by all these federal authority types, and they came across Shohei Ohtani's name and went, whoa, well, what do we have here?
Yeah.
And again, the numbers don't add up. Like, Shohei is rich, but $4.5 million to pay off gambling debts for a friend, that seems a little rich. It seems unbelievable. Shohei doing the wire transfer himself because, as the interpreter said, he doesn't trust me with money. I mean, just some of it doesn't make sense, and you wonder, what does baseball do? You look at the game that they played this morning over in Seoul, South Korea, which makes no sense that these are regular season games. The boys are going to all fly home and have more spring training games next week before the season actually opens, but these all games count. Different tangent. Shohei did not speak to reporters today in Seoul.
Of course not.
And his locker was guarded, right? So who knows when we're going to get to hear from him. I'm not surprised he didn't talk, but it created a very weird scene. But how does Major League Baseball punish this dude?
Well, look, they claim they're investigating it, right? But Shohei Ohtani is the biggest star of Major League Baseball by far right now.
Yes.
He is the guy.
Globally, yes.
So does, I think, anywhere in the United States.
That's globally.
Everywhere,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So So, look, they're going to try and spin this thing. The interpreter now has changed his story completely, saying Shohei had nothing to do with it. It's all me. I'm taking full responsibility for it. And, look, if you're Major League Baseball, it's an easy out. All right, you're screwed. You're going to jail. And what goes away? Shohei had nothing to do with it. But if they do a real investigation, you're going to come to some common sense conclusions that there's no way this guy did this on his own.
Well, the way it looks, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, but the way it looks, Shohei Ohtani knowingly participated with gambling with an illegal book.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think we know that based on the information that his team gave to ESPN initially.
Yes.
And then they realized, we just totally admitted to breaking Major League Baseball rules and, I don't know, a couple of laws in the state of California. So now we're going to change our story. So with what we know now, does the commissioner need an investigation to hammer a suspension? Do you suspend him indefinitely while the investigation is going? Do you just say 100 games? I mean, now I gotta be careful here. Admittedly, being an Astro fan, I love the fact that he now plays for the Dodgers, and this could screw the Dodgers out of their store-bought World Series run that they're hoping to have. But I also know the Dodgers and their fan base cried the loudest when the Astros hit a couple of trash cans. So now what? Turnabout is fair play. This is karma, is it not? Can they wait to suspend him? Can they suspend the biggest star on the planet?
I just think that it's going to come to the investigation found no wrongdoing. Shohei, this interpreter just went in. He stole all this money. He put Shohei's name on it somehow, some way, and finagled everything. Shohei's an angel. Well, he's a Dodger.
Anymore.
He's a Dodger now. He's innocent. He did nothing wrong. Poor guy. He's been mistreated. And oh my goodness, let's leave him alone. That's what's going to happen. I guarantee you. I would bet on that right now.
No, bang the trash cans on this one, boys. 100 games, a season.
It's not happening.
A lifetime ban. Where's Pete Rose on this?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, here's the problem, Jason, that Major League Baseball is going to run into. If they don't do anything to this guy, and the next guy that gets caught is going to say, well, hey, you didn't do anything to Shohei. My interpreter did that, or my accountant stole the money from me and put my name. I mean, you're opening up a whole can of worms here.
Part of me thinks if you're Manfred, don't you go indefinite suspension right away? If you're, and the only comparable I have to this is with the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant got suspended to start the season, and all of us thought, well, that's not enough. But it kind of was, and obviously he got hurt and all that. But at least they came out with something. It didn't feel like enough teeth in that bite, but it was something. Does Manfred need to do the same here? What kind of punishment do you think Major League Baseball should hand down as we sit with the knowledge that we know now? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can get us on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. And if you're on YouTube, or if you're not, make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
I tell you what is a really good bet, and that's playing golf out at the Golf Club of Texas. It's not a private club, but it certainly has a feel of a country club. It is open to the public 7 days a week. Golf Club of Texas offers some of the best course conditions in town with the friendliest staff. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. They've just laid a bunch of grass, brand new sod everywhere. The golf cart paths are brand new. They're replacing all of them. They're not fixing them. They're replacing all of them. This place is getting dressed up because, well, they are the best place in town to go play golf as a public golf course. You need to get out there. And it's not just that. Look, they have the best food in town at the Tin Cup. Even if you're not a golfer, you need to take the family out there or hang out with some friends. It is the best sit-down restaurant in that part of San Antonio, and it's not going to break the bank to take the family out to eat. The Golf Golf Club of Texas and their restaurant, the Tin Cup, always open to the public. Again, not a country club, but you're going to feel like you're at a country club. A great, friendly staff that's going to take care of you. Get out there. You can even practice at night. They're open till 10 o'clock every night with a lighted driving range. There is no reason not to get out to the Golf Club of Texas. You know where it is. It's right there, Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. For dinner, the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, your next tournament, go check them out. GolfClubOfTexas.com. That's GolfClubOfTexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at nordicUSA.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
In Bexar County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasic.com.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. Today and tomorrow, join us for a full-court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house. That's today. We're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at DeZavala, and then tomorrow, we're doing it all again, 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location. Catch all the Basketball Madness live with us. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling.
Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. On this Thursday afternoon out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Lots of basketball going on.
Lots happening. Everything kind of going as planned, though, with this second wave of games. So it seems. Arizona with a big lead, and some of the other teams that are supposed to win are winning.
Well, Morehead State leads Illinois right now 11-5, just 4 minutes into that one.
Does that worry you or what?
I don't have Illinois.
You took Morehead State?
No. I've got Illinois going far, but don't you have Illinois in your Final Four?
I do.
So you're not worried about Morehead State?
No.
Not at all.
The game just started.
It just started?
Just started.
You're not sweating yet?
I'm not sweating.
You're not sweating yet?
Come on.
Man.
The cream will rise to the top in the second half.
Okay.
If not sooner.
Uh-huh.
I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Come on, Minix. You know me better than that.
Uh-huh. Do I?
Yes, you do.
Uh-huh.
I'm just sitting there cool, calm, and collected.
Really?
Yes.
You can't even talk. I mean, it sounds like you got a frog in your throat or something.
I do.
Do you need to clear your throat?
I think it was that. I think it was that $6 cheeseburger.
Oh, is that what it was? Uh-huh.
It was delicious.
Need to stretch out a little bit?
Maybe. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What they said, my back teeth are floating.
Are they?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, good Lord. As we talk about baseball and what we think needs to happen or might happen, that needs, I feel like there needs to be some pretty quick punishment or at least a statement from Major League Baseball more than we're investigating. Because when you think about gambling and sports and the integrity of the game, and again, I'm a gambler, you're a gambler, a lot of you guys that are listening right now gamble in some form or fashion, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, and it is so seemingly accepted in today's society. But there has to have the integrity of the game there. And if he was betting on soccer and other sports, I mean, I don't care, because I think at some point those that get caught gambling are going to almost fall in the line of those that get popped for steroids or HGH now. It's not this taboo subject anymore, but a clear violation of the laws because he was using an illegal book. That guy, if he were doing this through a BetMGM or some other kind of legal app, this would not be a story. But because he was going through this illegal book guy, that was a clear violation of the rules. And Major League Baseball, because it is gambling, has to come down hard on Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I would like to think that too. But I just have and again, I think it's going to be spun in a way, as they're already trying to do, that Shohei had no knowledge of this. The interpreter stole all the money. Shohei was just like, I can't believe he did that. Oh, I'm innocent. Can't believe it.
If that's how you think he sounds?
I do. I think that's what he's going to do. It's like, I'm Shohei Ohtani.
He's going to turn into Mickey
innocent.
Mouse?
Yeah, I'm
is
innocent.
That a Disney?
It's right.
Is that
a great idea,
Disneyland joke?
Exactly. But it's crazy. Because they're going to spin this thing because of the star that he is, because they need him on the field. The Dodgers need him on the field. Major League Baseball needs him on the field. This interpreter is going to take the fall for this, probably going to go to jail for a few years, and Shohei's going to come out of this clean as a whistle.
Well, and again, Shohei, at least right now, they say has not done any kind of gambling of his own.
I know, see?
All right, and while he did make payments apparently and loan the money to his interpreter, He thought he was paying off a legal book. So,
of course he did.
Well, I mean, it says right here, it should be noted that everyone involved in the story has said Ohtani does not gamble, including Missouri, if that's how you say his name, and the alleged illegal bookmaker involved in the story. Major League Baseball players are allowed to gamble on sports that are not baseball, but not through illegal means. If he thought, well, I'm paying a company that's legal, then, but again, I've seen enough lawyer TV shows. Ignorant isn't a defense.
It's not a defense. And if according to that story, the interpreter met this guy at a poker tournament.
Yes.
So
in 2013.
Right. So look, you meet people all the time and guys that will take your bets. And I know a couple of bookies around town, but I mean, and it's not legal. It's not legal in the state of Texas or the state of California to do that. It is still illegal to do that. So the fact that this was done through a private bookie, a huge one, it was a huge bookie, a huge organization, by the way, that the FBI has been investigating for some time. It doesn't matter. It's illegal. And so those are federal charges, too. They're not just California state charges. They're federal. So the interpreter is going to be in a lot of trouble. But I just have a feeling Shohei is going to skate on this clean as a whistle.
Well, and again, while the interpreter might take the heat for Shohei, what is the bookie guy going to do?
He's going to jail too.
Well, but again, and his name is Boyer, right? So
yes.
Boyer's home raided by federal authorities with a search warrant in October of 2023. After the warrant, they show they seized cash, casino chips, banking documents, a money counting machine, multiple computers, portable storage devices, and cell phones. This sounds like some crap out of a bad movie, doesn't it? I mean,
it's a big operation.
Clearly. And this guy, to help business, has claimed that Shohei was one of his clients. And again, you go back to common sense has to factor in here. Whether he knew Shohei was getting money directly from Shohei Ohtani. So I could see him like, yeah, man, I'm good for it. Hell, man, I got Shohei on my roster. Man, he does business with me. But you don't go to a guy that reportedly makes $300,000 and let him run up $4.5 million in debt. I don't care if you know Shohei. I know a lot of rich people. Yeah. Right? There is no way that if I went to an illegal book like, oh, you know what? I mean, I know this guy. He played for such and such team. He's got me covered if I don't get this. What book is actually going to take that from a guy? Nobody.
Nobody's
going
to do that.
But if it's Shohei making the bets or the interpreter making the bets for Shohei, then, yeah, you're going to take that. I mean, common sense is going to factor in there, too. I mean, some of this just doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. And again, the bookie's not going to take $4.5 million, let him run up that kind of debt from a guy that he doesn't know. And whether he said he knew Shohei or not. If I'm not mistaken, Jason, in that story, it says that the bookie had seen payments or transfers or something before with Shohei's name on it.
Yes.
And they never said anything because it's like, well, okay, well, it's Shohei. We're okay. And the money was being paid on time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to investigate here. And hopefully Major League Baseball gets out of the way. You let the feds do what they're going to do, investigate this thing. Because, look, I don't care how big a star you are. Major League Baseball is going to have a hell of a problem on their hands if Shohei gets away with this unscathed. Because, I mean, gosh, hey, my accountant, that a-hole, I mean, he stole all this money from me and made bets.
Well, and again, I mean, there were 2 payments made, apparently, from Ohtani, right? And in the little note section, it said loan. Now, I don't know. And again, I don't know enough about this. We're going to talk to an attorney, Nico LaHood, get some clarity on this. But it says in this Yahoo article, worth noting that using a wire quote, which entitles the recipients to receive money or credit as a result of bets or wagers, is explicitly listed in the U.S. Criminal Code as a violation that can result in a fine or imprisonment up to 2 years. And you kind of wonder, based on the original statement that Ohtani's group gave, and then the about face is because they realized after they did this, the PR team didn't consult with the attorney. Now we've opened up Shohei to up to 2 years in prison. Let's change our story. And I think this story got a lot bigger when they changed their story versus the initial story that we are cooperating. And it went from, yeah, we're aware of this. Yes, there was some stuff going on to now this guy stole all this money.
Now, again, they're trying to cover Shohei's behind. That's what they're trying to do. And including his good friend, the interpreter, who looks willing to take the fall for this guy and to try and make it go away. But it's going to be very interesting to see where this story goes and how it ends, because there is no way right now you can convince me that Shohei Ohtani did not know what he was doing, who this money was going to, and what it was for.
Well,
whether he's a gambler or not.
I look at, I mean, and again, while we're trying to use common sense, if Shohei thought he was doing something that was illegal or against Major League Baseball rules, why would he let his name be on any of those slips?
Yeah.
Why would he, or the electronic transfers or whatever it is, if he thought, right? So I could see that side of things. But at the same time, you also don't ever plan on getting caught. Most criminals don't, which is how most get caught. But I mean, just all of it is just bizarre. But it all started because this guy is running such a big operation. He gets raided, and the cops going through it went, "Hey, Shohei Ohtani, huh?"
Yeah, I know that guy.
I know that guy. And this was in January. What is Manfred going to do?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the bookie does. Because if he's going to go to jail, he may go to the prosecutor and say, I'll tell you everything you want to know about Shohei.
Cut a deal to save his own ass?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't he?
I mean,
I think this story is far from over. It's just beginning, and the twists and turns are going to follow big time.
I just still go back and say, Manfred needs to deal with this quickly, even though the Dodgers have already sort of started their season with the 2 games in Seoul. And then they'll come back and play a couple of more spring training games before the actual season starts next Thursday, which still makes zero sense to me.
Yes.
The idea there, does he come out with some sort of punishment beforehand? How do you punish the biggest star? Now, we've seen big stars get punished before. We've seen Zeke get set down for 6 games. We've seen Tom Brady get punished by the NFL. We've seen NBA punish big stars before. But you're talking about one of the biggest stars on the planet right now playing for a team that people care about. It's not like he's over with the Angels and nobody really cares. He's with the Dodgers. And honestly, and I've got to be honest, I always try to be, I want to see him punished more now because he's with the damn Dodgers, because those fans cried more than anybody about the Astros.
I don't like the Dodgers any more than you do, and I get what you're saying. I just don't think anything's going to happen to Shohei Ohtani. They're going to spin it. They're going to work it away where the interpreter takes the fall. It was all his fault. And hopefully, I just hope if that's the way that it goes, that Shohei remembers his good buddy and takes care of him very well and sets him up for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Because you figure a couple of years in jail, if anything, and
again, I don't know if it's hard time, federal prison, one of those kind of things. You got
it's a country club for a couple of years.
Good enough attorneys to maybe just get probation, be banned from going to a casino ever again, because clearly he spends a lot of time in actual casinos.
Well, dude, that would be a nightmare.
Well,
for me.
For you.
Yeah, that would suck.
It would keep us from doing work next week at Circa Las
Holy
Vegas.
cow.
Which we will be there a week from today. The Blitz will be live at Circa Las Vegas for opening day of Major League Baseball in the Sweet 16 round of the tournament. Today, we're at Twin Peaks for the opening round of the tournament, the Twin Peaks DeZavala location. Come hang out with us today, watch some basketball throughout the afternoon, enjoy some great food, and of course, those scenic views. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Paul.
I run a farm with my family, and thanks to Cricket 5G, I know they can reach me, even when I'm out walking our dog Valentine.
Good dog, Valentine. Big nationwide 5G. Get fast 5G on 4 lines for only $25 per month each. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Real cover pay for 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Fellow Americans, former CIA officer Jason Hansen here. Market instability and soaring debt have put your retirement at risk. For protection, I recommend diversifying into physical gold from Advantage Gold, a 5-star rated gold company I've used for years. Their customer service is unmatched. Call 800-741-GOLD now and say Jason Hansen sent you and get a free 2024 gold investing kit. Again, call 800-741-GOLD.
I wish I could get this stupid jar open.
Jars can be tough, am I right?
Who are you? And how'd you get in my kitchen?
It's me, Flo, and I'm here to grant your wish of easily switching to Progressive and helping you get a discount that honors the time spent with your previous insurer.
Great, but what does that have to do with getting this jar open?
Nothing.
So you can't open this?
Oh, I just do insurance. Jars, I leave to the professionals.
Sign up for Progressive and opt into more savings. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Your floors can go from clean to dirty fast. From juice spills, whoops, to muddy paw prints, to little sticky finger marks. Good thing your Swiffer WetJet works fast too. Swiffer WetJet easily cleans everyday messes as quick as they happen. The next mess is right around the corner. So grab your Swiffer WetJet and just spray, push, all clean.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson, and this is 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NCAA tournament is underway. Let's get you caught up on some of the finals from earlier today. Michigan State beats Mississippi State 69-51. The big upset of the day, Duquesne knocks off 6-seeded BYU 71-67. And Creighton takes care of Akron earlier today by a score of 77-60. If you want NCAA tournament basketball action, we got you covered on AM 1250.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Thursday afternoon, we are live at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Come hang out, watch some basketball with us today. The Longhorns play in 2 hours and 50 minutes. They play at 5:50. Yeah, kind of.
You a little nervous?
No.
No.
No, I'm
really?
ready. I'm ready.
You're ready for it?
Yeah, I'm stretched out. I'm ready to go. I've gone through my first warm-up. I'll be ready for my second warm-up. Tomorrow we'll be at the Live Oak location. The Aggies play tomorrow.
Nice.
If
you're into that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, whatever you're into, they got it here.
But, you can have a favorite team, as you do, as Aggie fans do, or whomever else. But, I think when you're following the college basketball tournament, whoever's playing right now is your favorite team. You know what I'm saying?
You're rooting for your bracket. You're rooting for your bracket. I had no idea that there was a cubby hole for Twin Peaks servers to hide in. I had no idea that they had that over there. I swear to God, I don't want to. I'm totally distracted. This young lady at the front, like all of a sudden she was there. I thought she fell. And then I realized there's like a cabinet there that they can hide in while they have to adjust things. I did not know that was a thing.
You just completely outed this young lady.
I did.
Now,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
There is something wrong with
she's got another friend who's laughing her ass off because I guess they've all been in that cubby hole. I have no idea. I thought this poor kid fell.
I hope the boss isn't listening somewhere. My goodness, right?
Yeah, no, like the boss doesn't know where the hidden compartment is. Where do you keep the extra servers? Well, we just pull one right out here. We need an extra one. It's what do you need?
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know how big the boss is, but not everybody can fit in that little cubby hole.
Well, I think that's part of the test of working here.
You may be. Who's this guy?
Well, not the boss.
Okay, good.
Dude, I thought she fell.
Don't worry.
I thought she fell and disappeared. Like, holy crap, where'd that?
We got you covered. We're not going to tell anybody.
We got to come up with something creative. It's like Jack in the Box, right? Because it's Twin Peaks in a box. Twin Peaks out of the cover. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What do you call that? The host stand. If somebody's got a creative line for what we just saw, and use your imagination, and you are probably spot on.
Absolutely. Now, how far back does that thing go?
Well, it goes forever.
Is there like a tunnel behind
there's
there?
A trap door. Well, see, you go there. Although she's sticking her leg in through the back, it's about knee high. But that depends on how long your legs are. Is the knee high? But the way it looked, it's like there was a trap door right there too. How do you get rid of an unruly customer? You throw them in the cupboard.
There.
They're out in the parking lot. Like, one of those bank teller machines. How does your money get from your car to the lady at the counter? They, just right through that.
Well, maybe there's some wolves down there. If you don't pay your bill, they just throw you in there and you get thrown to the wolves.
Well, it's possible. I'm just glad that she's okay and didn't fall and kill herself.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Well, she did. That. It's an adjustment closet.
That's like a professional.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. She's a professional cubbyhole diver.
What does that mean?
Well,
a professional cubbyhole diver. Is that an Olympic sport?
Well, it could be. We've got some athletes here at Twin Peaks.
We can add that as a new event in the upcoming Twin Peaks games.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is there a Twin Peaks game?
Sure. There's Mrs. Twin Peaks. There's games there. We'll make it up. That's got to be one of the new skills.
Yeah.
Can you fall into the hole, make the adjustments, and spring back up as if nothing happened, and act as if nobody noticed, which is what I'm sure that poor girl was thinking. Nobody saw this, right?
Yeah, well,
all right. Nobody saw this except the dude on the radio with the microphone telling 120,000 people right now she just disappeared and came back.
And now she's trying to ignore you completely.
Well,
because
she is.
it's like,
but this one back here in the back is
I can't
just having
hear
way
you.
too much fun with this.
What are you writing back there?
Well, it's clearly she's filling out a bracket.
Are you filling out
what
a
do you
bracket?
think people do this time of year?
Well, I don't know if that's a menu or some kind of special
no,
they
you don't
got.
get a menu here anymore. You scan it with your phone. What are you, a rookie?
I don't know.
How did
She's
you order
filling
today?
out a bracket.
How did you order today?
I had no idea what I wanted until the girl said we have $6 cheeseburgers.
So you never looked at a menu?
Never did.
Yeah.
So I got a $6 cheeseburger.
So whatever she tells you, it's what you're going to get.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, just Joe Reinagel, do what you're told.
Are y'all still having $6 cheeseburgers?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
like an all-day special.
So are you?
John Sobering calls it a
there you go.
peekaboo box. Boo, B-O-O.
B-O-O.
Just be careful.
Right.
Actually, you could add a B at the end of that, too. It'd be fairly accurate because that was the adjustment.
It's just getting started here at Twin Peaks. DeZavala.
it is.
You just got a salute there, a toast from this gentleman right there.
Appreciate you. Yeah,
See that?
absolutely.
Nice.
See, damn near hurt himself trying to turn around to see what was going on in the peekaboo box.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yes.
And I don't believe that that's a bracket.
You don't believe that's
I don't
a bracket?
believe it.
So you think that poor girl is lying to you?
Well, whose bracket is she filling out?
The Twin Peaks bracket, and they it's probably sponsored by a beer. And as teams win, have you never been in a bar and seen like the different things that go on?
No, I've been in lots of bars.
You just can't see?
I just don't. I usually watch the TV.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
And the waitress will come over and then order another beer.
It's 3:06. Do you think Maggie is listening?
She might.
Because that was a great line to say if your wife is listening, and even she's going to call BS on that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither.
I have no
Let's
clue.
do
what
the
you're
headline
talking about.
blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, as we've talked about, the Dodgers and Padres have played 2 games, regular season games, already. If you woke up this morning, you saw the Padres up big, and they ended up winning big over the Dodgers. It still makes absolutely no sense to me why Major League Baseball is having these games that actually count in Seoul, and then both the Padres and Dodgers are going to get back on the airplanes, Joe, and they're going to fly back across to the United States, have a couple of more spring training games before the regular season begins. You know, you travel on airplanes. You fly a lot. I fly a lot. I would think broadcast teams for a professional sports team understands how air travel works today. Now, we didn't see the Padres local broadcast at O'Dark 30 this morning, but the wonderful thing is there is the internet.
Yeah.
And apparently the Padres announcer, Mark Grant, was just amazed at how one of the players was just at Petco and is now in Seoul, South Korea. Like, how did that happen? Was it magic?
Isn't it amazing, Donnie? The way my mind works, right? Mariluz was just in San Diego. We saw Petco Park. We are on the other side of the planet. And after this game, we're going to get in a big metal tube and fly for 11 hours and be in San Diego. Isn't that incredible when you get down to think about it?
Yeah, it's far away.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's far away. I mean, this is game 2 of Major League Baseball season. We're at that point for baseball broadcasters.
Well, they don't give a damn, obviously, because they think it's ridiculous, too. They just can't say so. So they've got to go and talk about stories about being in a tube for 11 hours. These guys. Yeah,
and bitch about the internet not working.
Right, baseball's one of those sports. As a play-by-play guy, you got to have some stories at the ready.
Yeah,
right, because it's a slow-moving game. And they're trying to speed it up, but it's a slow-moving game. So you got to have some stories ready to go and some interesting things to say. And I guess that's what they thought about.
Yeah, that was almost as odd as watching James Harden try to block his teammate's shot yesterday. He made a great pass, and then he didn't want the assist. He was looking for a block. Does he not know that if you steal a ball or block a shot from a teammate, that does not help you in your own stats?
I don't know what James Harden knows and doesn't know, to be honest with you. But even number 2 was upset with him. I mean, he was. You look at this. You see the look on Kawhi's face, and he goes, "Dude, what the hell are you doing?"
James
and Harden explained it.
Did you feel like you was making it easier or harder for Kawhi when you contested that three in the corner?
I bring some excitement to the team. You know what I mean? I think this last few weeks has been a fog for us, and I think every team goes through it. So I think just trying to create a good energy, create a great vibe for this team.
That audio pledge. I don't know why it sounds so bad.
That's not good.
Or at least it did in our headphones. I couldn't stand that anymore. But yeah, just another bizarre day in the life of Kawhi and James Harden.
I guess that was a little bizarre. It happened in the third quarter. And Harden's explanation that I read was like, well, he's just trying to lighten things up. I mean, what if he blocks that shot? Is that that's the funniest thing I've ever seen?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That might have been the funniest thing ever seen. Your James Harden imitation.
Yeah, well.
Huh.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
That's another reason why you people should watch on YouTube.
He's a comedian, that's for sure, right?
He is something. Almost like the athletic director at Long Beach State. Now, this has been a great story, interesting story. Dan Monson got fired the other day, but they said, he said, I want to see this through. So he coached his team through the conference tournament. And they won. Now they're in the NCAA tournament. This guy literally got fired. Had a great line yesterday. He said, I'm living the Seinfeld episode. I am George Costanza. I've been fired. I mean, guy's got a great spirit about the whole thing, right?
He's fantastic.
The athletic director now is seemingly taking credit for the team doing well. Said, I fired the coach to motivate the team.
There's a word for a guy like that I can't say on the radio. Starts with a D and ends with a bag. I mean, it really is.
Because I was thinking of one that started with ass and ended with
that too.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, how are you going to take credit? Oh yeah, I fired the guy. Knew exactly what I was doing. I fire the guy, motivate the team. Well, I tell you what, it didn't work because they're getting their butts whipped today.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Now the question is, the coach has already been fired. His key card at the office doesn't work. Does he get to ride the bus with the guys back to the team plane and then fly home? Or do they give him a bus ticket? Here's your Greyhound ticket. I got to cut expenses because we got to go find a new coach.
Well, as this athletic director, you never know. I mean, he's a big donkey, this guy. And so, he may just do that. He may just say, you lost, dude. It's your fault. I had them all motivated and ready to go, and you screwed it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're getting beat 85-65 right now.
Killed.
Arizona. Although, they hung with them for a while.
About 2 minutes.
For some people, 2 minutes is a long time.
It's a long time.
But you look at it, and they're under a minute to play. So he'll officially be unemployed here in about 48 seconds of game time. But, good run. Interesting. Great stories. But, yeah, athletic director, it's not what you do. And again, you've got big name coaches. Tom Izzo saying, we shouldn't have mid-majors in the tournament, which I think is BS. John Calipari says, leave the tournament alone. He is completely against expansion.
Absolutely. And it makes a lot of sense. Why do you want to expand the tournament? Because I think this first four is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Personally,
I agree.
I really do. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me, other than to say to the losing teams, hey, you were in the tournament. You lost, but you were in the tournament.
You don't even get to go to the real cities where it's happening.
So it doesn't make any sense. And Calipari's, his message is basically, this thing is gold. Why do you don't fix something that ain't broke. And that's his message. And I agree completely with leave the tournament alone. It's exciting as hell. I love it. Everybody loves it. Everybody gets involved. Even if you're not a sports fan, people are getting involved and filling out brackets and just leave it alone.
Officially official. He's now unemployed.
He's unemployed.
Arizona moves on. A 20-point win over Long Beach State. North Carolina, no problem right now with Wagner. We'll go over all the scores coming up. And, kind of a theme of the day, with the Shohei Ohtani story going on. J.B. Bickerstaff, the Cleveland Cavaliers coach, saying that gambling has gone too far in sports. We'll dive into what he had to say. It's another topic worth discussing as more and more states, hopefully soon Texas, legalizes gambling, but it is something that people do have to get a handle on for sure. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around, no better place to go watch a big game, big event, big fight than at the Roo. And when you get into the Roo Pub, get in there hungry because the food, fantastic, all made from scratch. The biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. Great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub. They're at 281 and at Redland Road. They have happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for dinner, great for lunch, great for late at night. The best place to watch any game. Just down from the Big Blind, the Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Want to see the dedication and discipline it takes to become a world champion boxer? Witness 21-1 world-ranked Gio Cabrera, trained by the legendary Freddie Roach, who's worked with the likes of champion Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, and Julio Cesar Chavez. Come to training, exhibition, and fan experience at Smoke, Texas and Sky Bar, located at 501 East Crockett in downtown San Antonio. Free to the public. Thursday, March 28th, starting at 5 p.m. Go to dnpboxing.com. Brought to you by Everlast, Quintana Rum, and Desi Martinez Promotions.
If you've been thinking about buying a new car or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Or if you're looking for an import, we have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. Or for your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in-store or online at Ancira.com.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single, season, and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the Dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Heard the catchphrase that's sweeping the nation?
Jackson Hugh, yeah.
People are saying Jackson Hugh, yeah, to Jackson Hewitt because they love saving money on tax prep. Do you love saving money? Then switch to Jackson Hewitt today and pay less than last year. Thousands of people have already made the switch. Why haven't you? Stop waiting and start filing. You won't get a better deal or a better catchphrase. All together now.
Jackson Hugh, yeah!
Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Howdy. Come in, say howdy.
Yeah, please do. A lot of people. The bar is full up there. You see all these guys here, watching the games and having a cold beer and some food. But there are a lot of other tables you can sit at.
Yeah, you can. And the thing is, if you're, at the bar, you get less of the scenic views and more of the game.
That's true.
If you're at a table, you get a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Right. So you could tell the degenerates where they're at.
Yeah.
Where their focus is. And then everybody else.
So we're here and they're at the bar. Is that what you're saying?
2 + 2, my friend. Even though you said there would be no math in this.
No math
in this. Hey, we got some Breaking Benjamin tickets to give away. Breaking Benjamin and Stained playing at Germania Insurance Amphitheater October 25th. They're also going to have Daughtry making a special appearance with them. If you want to go, we've got your tickets right now. If you're caller number 9 at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 9, you're going to go see Breaking Benjamin and Stained up in Austin on October 25th. If you don't win them, you can always buy them at livenation.com. Gambling is a game changer, and gambling in sports out in the public, it's almost like states where you've got legalized weed. You got sports gambling is now legal in 38 states, I think.
Yes.
And the District of Columbia, not Texas yet,
or California,
so it's not either dealing with a local book or an offshore account, for a lot of people, or just a trip to Vegas or Louisiana. And sports gambling is massive, right?
It is.
And no surprise that gazillions of dollars are available in sports gambling. There are some negatives to it. And while I am all for Texas making this legal, and I would be all in, you also have to understand and be very aware of and cognizant of the downside of legalized sports gambling. And J.B. Bickerstaff, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, was talking about that last night, man. He said it's gone too far. He's literally, according to him, been threatened by gamblers.
I personally have had my own instances with some of the sports gamblers where they got my telephone number and they're sending me, crazy messages about, where I live and my kids and all that stuff. So it is a dangerous game and a fine line that we're walking for sure. It brings added pressure. It brings, a distraction to the game that can be difficult for players, coaches, referees, everybody that's involved in it. And I think that, we really have to be careful, with how close we let it get to the game and the security of the people who are involved in it, because, again, it does carry a weight. A lot of times the people who are gambling, like this money, pays their light bill, it pays their rent, and then the emotions that come from that. So I do think we're walking a very fine line, and we have to be extremely careful in protecting everybody who's involved.
I get what he's saying, and I sympathize for him if that's the case. If some moron is calling his house and threatening him and his kids and all of that, I feel bad for him. But it's gambling's like anything else, Jason. So let's ban gambling. Let's ban alcohol. Let's ban this. Let's ban that, because we need to legislate morality, and you can't do it. There's going to be idiots everywhere. You can't get away from that, and you can't legislate that. So, you got to deal with it. There's too much money involved, and they're not getting rid of it. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're going to have some idiots that just act like fools, and it's going to happen.
Well, and again, there's nothing you can do about that. I think what you have to do if you're a coach, if you're a player, is understand that is a part of society, that sports gambling is front and center, and hell, in a lot of arenas and states that have been forward thinking and have already legalized gambling. And I can tell you, last year I was at a Phoenix Suns game in Phoenix. There is a sports book at the arena, and it was the coolest damn thing to be able to go make some bets, then also live bet on my app, and then go cash that ticket in a bar in the arena while it was going on. And look, that's going to happen. Players are certainly aware of it, which is why referees and players, if you're airballing free throws, I mean, there's certain things that are going to happen where you might look at it, but that's where those running the leagues have to be very aware of the integrity, and then you insulate yourself from the other. It's no different than, what we've seen in the past. And you talk about, trying to legislate morality. You can't do that. Point shaving scandals were happening long before there was legal sports betting in a variety of places. You also have the idea of, you take drugs in there, you got friends that are at some party doing stuff that, you can't do as an athlete, separate yourself from that, or not. I mean, some of that to me is on the team. Now, hearing about people going too far, I don't know how you control that, because that's like controlling any idiot. That's now it's gambling. 10 years ago, you had NFL players bitching about people sending them threatening messages because, they didn't get a touchdown in that game and they lost their fantasy championship game and the $500 or whatever that went with it.
Look, what are you going to do? For these leagues to survive, especially the NBA needs gambling. It does. The NFL has made billions off of gambling. Major League Baseball, I mean, all of them. And so it's not going away. There's just too much money involved. It's not going away. So for JB Bickerstaff, I get it. And again, I feel for you, man. I hate the fact that somebody got your phone number and is harassing you. That should never happen. But it's like anything. There's going to be fringe people out there that are going to act like fools. And, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it because it ain't going anywhere.
You got to learn how to deal with it. If you're a player, you're a coach, and I don't understand. I get people, and I understand that people, if the emotions of you make a bet that you think you are going to win, and you are betting more than you can afford to lose, your reaction probably isn't going to be great. That's on you. That's why every commercial you hear that's got any kind of gambling aspect to it has all those disclaimers on it. right? Because you understand. I mean, you know, bet within your means. We can all say that. People always say that. It's, people with problems get your help. But in reality, your JB Bickerstaff, bringing this up, I almost wonder, are you inviting more coming your way because people know you're sensitive to it?
There's no question about it. Let Uncle Joe give you a little advice.
Here we go.
All right, when it comes to gambling, and this is true of any gambling, scared money is lost money. So if you're scared to lose, you're going to lose. It's just karma. It's the way it happens. If you're gambling what you can afford to lose and you're not going to miss a meal or a light bill, then you're going to be okay, and chances are you're going to win that. But if you're scared, I have found anytime I'm scared to play money down, I lose it every single time.
And, we saw this. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, Tim Spence, but we were playing blackjack, and he was so timid that he was done in a hurry.
Yeah.
But you know where I appreciate Tim? He didn't go to the ATM machine. He was like, I'm done. But it was messing up the table for a while. So we were, and then he exited, and then the rest of us, but you're right. I mean, scared money is lost money. And it's funny you say that. I have, my daughter's now 25. We went to Vegas for her 21st birthday, and that's what I told her and the girls that we took to Vegas for her birthday weekend, and we were teaching them how to gamble. And if you play scared, you're going to lose it.
It's just the way it works out. It really is, and I don't know what you want to call that. Is karma, whatever. But if you're scared to lose, if you can't afford to lose, you have to win this, and you're going to lose it. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's going to happen.
Now, granted, I mean, all those casinos are built with very confident people that weren't afraid to lose their money either.
Well,
right?
Perhaps,
but
sure.
You've got to be able to gamble within your means.
Exactly.
And that's the bottom line. But yeah, if you're saying, man, if I don't win this bet, I won't be able to pay my mortgage. Don't make that bet.
Don't make the bet, right? I mean, go pay the mortgage and take care of yourself. It's a fine line. You got to control it just like anything else. And again, I mean, how many people, I know we're in Twin Peaks, everybody's having a good time, but, people drink too much. The drugs they take, too much. I mean, people do that, and it's just, but you can't legislate morality. People are going to do what they do.
Well, they are. Fred on our YouTube channel says, you sound like a professional.
Well, I am, Fred. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you noticed. I am a professional.
I mean, I've seen you play. You might be a single A.
Single
A pro. I mean, but you're pro.
Yeah.
Now you've had some major league weekends.
I've had some good weekends. I've had some very bad weekends. Yes.
I mean, and again, it's like being a weatherman or a baseball player. I mean, if you go to Vegas, however many times you go in a year, and 20% of those, 30% of those pretty good weekends, you're doing all right.
You're doing okay.
You're doing
I'm
all
batting
right.
300,
Yeah,
baby.
absolutely. Absolutely. No, I could be the weather. I could be Bill Taylor and wrong all the time because I didn't think it was going to rain today. And we had a damn monsoon.
Did he say it was going to rain?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. I'm going to say no. He said no rain today, so we got some.
Is that what he said?
I have no idea. None whatsoever.
Oh, my goodness.
As we stay on topic, what does Major League Baseball do with Shohei Ohtani with that story coming out? We'll dive into that next here on The Blitz, live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Get you caught up on all the games that are underway as we speak here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, just like Shohei Ohtani, life can throw us some unexpected curveballs as well. And if you're hit with the challenges that leave your smile in the dust, I've got some uplifting news for you from Doctor's Implants. Life can certainly throw some serious hurdles our way. And at Doctor's Implants, well, they meet patients every day facing the fallout of medical conditions causing their teeth to go south. But here's the scoop. At Doctor's Implants, they're on a mission to bring back your smile no matter what life has thrown your way. Look, if health-related dental problems have been holding you back, don't lose hope. Doctor's Implants is your ticket to a fresh start. You can check them out at doctorsimplants.com. But when you call them at 210-640-0000, tell them I sent you, Joe Reinigle from The Blitz. That's your key to a complimentary consultation and CT scan. Don't let life's challenges steal your smile. Call Doctor's Implants today. That phone number again, 210-640-0000.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. Yes, the tournament continues. How are your brackets? Are they busted? Or am I going to be singing some Elvis-like One Shining Moment tunes next week?
Plus, the Spurs are back in action. Can they refine their winning ways? And can Wemby continue his Defensive Player of the Year prowess? We'll get into it starting at 6.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
In Dare County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
San Antonians love a good party, and the Valero Texas Open is one you don't want to miss. Enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. So buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 4th through the 7th.
At BetUS.com, why do we care about a college basketball tournament every March? Where bets mean everything? Because it's March Mania, where glory triumphs and anything can happen. Where underdogs can make or break our hearts. Because it's March Mania, where brackets are broken and buzzers are beaten. And there's always been a sportsbook there for you and your best buds. Because it's March Mania. BetUS has been with you through 30 marches together. And like any good six-man, we've always had your back. And because it's March, BetUS.com is matching the mania with a mad offer. Back-to-back 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And the extra confidence that comes from a 10% gambler's insurance. Because anything can happen during March Mania. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins. Get started today.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
Marcus, what happened?
I was changing my oil and I spilled some on the floor.
Oh, we'll use these $50 bills to wipe it up.
Perfect. Got any more?
Yeah, take a couple hundred.
Stop. Instead of using money, use an old rag. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location on this Thursday. Tomorrow, we will be at the Twin Peaks Live Oak location.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to that location. I've been to all the others. I've never been to the Live Oak location. So I'm looking forward to heading out there. Hope to see everybody that's listening out there as well.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we want. We want you to come out. We want you to enjoy all the great basketball that's on right now and getting caught up with some of the games because, there are plenty of games that are going on right now. A good one between South Carolina and Oregon. They are tied at 21 with about 6 minutes or so to play in the first half. Was this right? Illinois leading Morehead State at halftime by 1?
39-38. Yeah. Piece of cake. Well, I told you this, Minix.
Oh, what'd you tell me?
I don't get upset with first half scores. The cream will rise to the top in the second half. I'm not worried about that game at all.
North Carolina leading Wagner 85-58. That one's under 2 to play in the game, 136 to be exact. Already have some finals from earlier today. Duquesne with the first upset. They beat BYU 71-67. Creighton struggled early but beat Akron pretty handily 77-60. Arizona 20 points better than Long Beach State 85-65. And Michigan State a seeding upset over Mississippi State, a 9-8, 69-51. The final there. Of course, all the games you can listen to over on ESPN AM 1250.
You can do that if you'd like to do that, or you can just come here and watch them with us here at Twin Peaks at DeZavala. Do that. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I love this tournament. I really do. I think it's a blast. It's just one of those events that I got to get geeked up for, and it's good to come out here and be amongst other people that get geeked up for it as well.
Well, and again, you like to be out and about. So today we're on at Twin Peaks DeZavala. Tomorrow, Twin Peaks Live Oak. On Monday, we'll be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill there at Lucky Ranch at 90 for our spring golf tournament post party. It's already golf tournament time. It's going to be Monday. We called ahead. The weather's going to be fantastic.
Yes, of course.
Out at the Golf Club of Texas. Flight by Yingling. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're putting on a putting contest before the tournament. We'll have some great prizes, and then we'll start the tournament off with a free beer from Flight by Yingling, and then the fun will begin with all the various activities that are going on throughout the tournament.
Partly cloudy skies and 77 degrees on Monday.
Sounds like Joe Reinagel.
How about that? That's perfect weather.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Perfect weather.
That is perfect. And
no excuse.
In the Golf Club of Texas, breakfast, lunch, we'll have all kinds of food and beverages throughout.
I can't wait to see the upgrades and improvements they've made out there. It's incredible. I've been hearing a lot about it. You see pictures and ready to get out there and see what they've done. They're doing it out there. They're doing it right.
Yeah, they certainly are. sasportstar.com. You can check to see if there's if it will take your money, you can get in. I'm not sure if we're sold out or not. So, I mean, we were close. We were in, and then they said, well, somebody had a team that didn't pay. So I don't know if that person finally paid. I have no idea. You can check and see. They don't tell me these things. I don't go to meetings. What the hell?
If it takes your money, you're in. How about that?
I mean, we hope. Otherwise, you made a great donation to the Will Smith Foundation. But either way,
be proud of yourself.
Either way, no. I mean, just go out and play.
I guarantee you, we'll get you a flight by Yingling. Either way,
that we will do. And we've said this before, and it's worked. Show up Monday if you haven't signed up in advance. If there is room, you play. If not, well, you got up out of bed and took the day off, and, the driving range there is going to be open. I don't know. I mean, but we've had it where we've had people show up and not be able to join, and others where they needed a player or two because somebody couldn't make it. Something happened over the weekend, whatever the case is. So it's all about having a whole lot of fun.
And it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it out there on Monday. And then I'll tell you, it's a great time, right? We're here at Twin Peaks today, Twin Peaks tomorrow, the golf tournament on Monday, and then we're in Vegas at the end of next week.
Next Wednesday after
Holy
the show,
cow.
we get on our private jet called Southwest.
Yes.
And we go out to Las Vegas.
Man.
And next Thursday and Friday, we're going to be live out at Circa, Las Vegas. We aren't taking grumpy-ass Greg Shelton with us. We are not.
He's very upset about that, too, by the way. Yes.
He really is, because he wouldn't be able to help himself but to smile while being in Las Vegas. And I will tell you what, I hope you are going. I hope you booked your room. But if you need a last-minute reason to go find that discount code at sasportstar.com, go look at the Circa social media channels for Circa Las Vegas and look at the pictures and videos that they have posted from today, not only inside their sports book, but out at Stadium Swim, which is that massive swimming pool with all the TVs. And I'm not sure yet, Joe, where we're doing the show, if it's at the pool or the sports book. I know we've talked about doing both. Maybe one day we're in one place, one day we're in the other. I have no idea. If you're staying at Circa, obviously that's great. If you're just going to be in Vegas next weekend and want to come hang out, there's going to be a way for you to be able to go out there. Just keep in mind, in Las Vegas, our showtime, because the time difference is noon to 4.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
It's it's awesome. Looking forward to heading out there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. No question about it.
And one of the things that we will be at Circa for next week. Now, it's just such an incredible weekend in what really is one of the more incredible sports months on the calendar. But next weekend, obviously, second round, Sweet 16 weekend of the tournament. But also, next Thursday is opening day of Major League Baseball. Every team is going to be in, even though Major League Baseball apparently has had a South opening that nobody knew about in Seoul, South Korea, with the Dodgers and the Padres, who still have spring training games to play next week for whatever reason after they played regular games. Again, it makes no damn sense to me. But will Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, make a decision on punishment for Shohei Ohtani before next Thursday's big opening day of Major League Baseball?
It's just going to be so hard for Manfred to do that. Number one, because he doesn't want to do it. Number two, the guy, his interpreter, is going to take the fall for him, and Shohei's going to walk away from this hands clean, no problem. And it just seems set up for that. With the way they've changed their story, with the way that this guy is obviously, he and Shohei, I'm talking about the interpreter, are good friends. And I just think that to save Shohei Ohtani, he's going to put his own head in the guillotine and take the fall.
The problem with that, whether he takes the fall in the criminal aspects of it, with what seems to be known now, there is a clear violation of Major League Baseball rules by Shohei Ohtani. Because while Major League Baseball rules don't forbid gambling on other sports, they can't gamble on other sports, it has to be done with a legal sports book. And Shohei Ohtani has transfers in his name from his accounts that he has admitted to doing, and then they changed the story of making these $500,000 payments to an illegal bookmaker, who was all found when the federal authorities raided this guy, who apparently is a big-time bookie, because when you read about it, it looks like something out of a movie. You know, you got cash and coins and casino chips and money counters and laptops and all these different things, and then they're going through all this stuff, and they went, hey, this name looks familiar, Shohei Ohtani. Huh.
I think he's a baseball player.
Yeah. And so with what we know already and what was originally admitted to before the story changed, at the very least, Shohei Ohtani has broken a very serious Major League Baseball rule. And again, we might look at gambling as, but if you're a pro sports team and you've got somebody that's in trouble with gambling, and we've seen it in the NFL, we've seen it in other sports, you have to come down hard, especially on gambling.
Well, and Jason, I think what you got to look at, if it's his name on the money transfer, I mean, that could put him in trouble, not just with Major League Baseball. could put him in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
And so that could be an issue. And again, you said this earlier in the show, and I agree with you completely. Ignorance is not an excuse. They claimed that they thought it was all legal and by the book and all of this stuff. And Shohei apparently sent the money that his interpreter owed because, well, he didn't trust the interpreter with the money. Well, you sent the money, your name's on it. Now they're trying to say the interpreter stole the money. And it's just I tell you what, it's just a mess.
Well,
it really is.
And again, whether it be a loan, he thought he was going to get paid back, and then they changed the story. And I think that's one of the reasons why this has turned into such a bigger story, is because they changed the story when I think Shohei Ohtani's team said, here's what happened. And they presented all this stuff to ESPN in a story after there were inquiries made. And again, all coming from that investigation and the raid back in October, and in January when Shohei's name was brought into it, they were like, hey, look, I mean, there's nothing to see here. My interpreter, he's a bad gambler. We loaned him some money. Oh, wait, you can't do that. Now we've exposed Shohei to not only punishment from Major League Baseball, but also jail time because of, wire transferring laws. All right. No, wait, no. He's a victim of massive theft by a guy that's been a close friend since 2013. He's willing to take the fall. We didn't say that out loud. This is a PR nightmare. It looked like it was presented by a PR team. And for those that work in PR, especially crisis PR, they're going to use this in classes of what not to do, because I think the PR team did their thing, and then the lawyers went, "The hell are you doing?"
And of course, Shohei's not talking to the media. He didn't do that today. Who knows when he's going to talk to the media again? And if any questions come up, it's an easy for his new interpreter. Hey, it's under investigation. We can't talk about it. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes, Jason. It really is, because Shohei is such a big star in baseball. Major League Baseball needs him. They want him around. He attracts people to the TV sets, to the seats at the ballparks, and they need him around. So I think Major League Baseball, as hard as this is to say, is going to try everything they can to sweep this thing under the rug as painlessly as possible. The bigger question is the law, the feds. What are they going to do? How are they going to handle this? And I think for Shohei, that's more of a problem for him than Major League Baseball.
It's interesting because I think, and we'll ask Nico LaHood about this coming up in about 45 minutes or so, from a legal standpoint, from a strategy and what could you do here. But I think almost the opposite, because Shohei's got enough money, unless it's proven that he was the one actually gambling. And at this point, everybody involved in the story, including the bookie, and again, the bookie hasn't turned on him yet, depending on what deal he gets offered. But everybody says Shohei is not a gambler, if you believe that.
His name's on the transfer.
But he's certainly involved in this, and what he has done to this point is not only proven to be illegal, but against Major League Baseball rules. For gambling being the kind of story that it's not taboo anymore, but the idea of any kind of wrongdoing with aspects to gambling, kind of like steroids or HGH, regardless of who it is, you've got to come down hard. And I have to believe and hope that Manfred isn't blinded by the star power that is Shohei Ohtani and drops the hammer. Now, it might not be a hammer big enough for most fans. It's kind of like Adam Silver with John Morant and the gun incident. And then he goes, 25 games?
Yeah.
And we all thought, well, that ain't enough. All right. But, and at first it was indefinite until the commissioner felt like it had been enough. The first 50 games, the first 100 games, whatever it might be. And as an Astro fan, just because it's the Dodgers, hell, I hope it's a sledgehammer, since that Dodger fan was the one that was crying the most about the banging of a trash can. I mean, part of me says, all right, now that you're with the Dodgers, I hope it's even, and again, I'm human, I'm there, but I can't eat aside from that. Because it's gambling, I don't think Manfred could just look for evidence not to have a severe punishment here.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. It's going to be interesting to see how the story plays out. But I can't believe you wish bad on the Dodgers, the poor Dodgers, because of your Astros, that they were just cheering and clapping and everything else because the Astros were cheaters. They got caught cheating, pure and simple.
They did.
They won a World Series because of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got caught cheating because a guy ratted him out after he left the team because he wasn't welcome.
Well, when you have a camera in center field, that's a problem.
Did you see the game this morning in Seoul?
No.
I mean, all the activity that's going on in those stands, and they bang on all kinds of things. You hit a home run, they turn the lights off. I mean, it's a party. It's a completely different atmosphere. Trash can, I'm still so, but you can't. I mean, yeah, you just look at it. Dodger fan.
Hey, it's we'll see what happens.
But aside from that,
I think it's going to be swept under the rug, Minix. I really do, but we'll see.
I don't think you can sweep this under the rug.
I don't know.
I really don't think you could sweep this one under the rug because, one, if you're Pete Rose, what are you? I can't wait to hear Pete Rose talk about this. But if you're any other player and nothing happens to Shohei, then you might as well get rid of the rule because precedent will be set, right?
Without a doubt. Yes, it will be.
And Manfred cannot have that. And if you are a football player that has served time for some sort of gambling at this point, is there not some sort of lawsuit that you could file? Because while they're different leagues and different sets of rules, it's all about precedent. And Shohei Ohtani, it can't be immune from that law.
The only thing that could help save Manfred at this point in time is the integrity of the game that everybody talks about. Even though it doesn't appear that there was any baseball bet on,
again,
that could be it, and that could be his out to give him the suspension that you're looking for.
But the rule is you can bet on sports with a legal sports book.
Well, sure.
And this was an illegal sports book. And saying, I didn't know he was illegal. Ignorance is not acceptable here, right? I mean, and we know that already. That's why I think that you can have some sort of punishment immediately from Manfred and then add to it if you learn more. And that could save his face and allow him to, all right, yeah, that guy was illegal. We'll go there.
Well, I hope it happens quick because the Cardinals open up in L.A. to open up the season.
Oh, see, now you're seeing it my way.
So that would be good.
Your Astro is showing.
I hope it's a 3-game suspension. I mean, I don't care.
Only
as long
3?
as as long as he's not facing the Cards opening day. That'd be fine with me.
We're live here at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. As the first-round tournament games are underway, we'll get you updated on all the scores of games that are currently in play right now. Illinois in a battle with Morehead State as we speak right now here on the Blitz.
Parkhurst New Vision. You've heard me talk about Parkhurst New Vision. I'm so happy to do so. They changed my life about a year ago when I had lens replacement surgery. In fact, my eyesight so good that my wife Maggie had the same surgery, and she's loving life as well. It's such a freedom not to have to drag around readers, not to have to drag around glasses anymore. I don't have to, and it's just I'm loving life. When it comes to my eyesight, it is just fantastic. And look, they can do the same for you. It's not just me. They'll treat you the same way they treated me, which is like royalty. Call Parkhurst New Vision. You owe it to yourself. 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you call Parkhurst New Vision, set up a consultation. You go in, you talk to them, ask your questions. They're going to explain every procedure to you and exactly how they're going to handle it, and you are going to love life like Maggie and I do now. It is incredible, life-changing. Let them do for you what they've done for me. It's Parkhurst New Vision. Call them 210-585-2020.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail, who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single, season, and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the Dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. Today and tomorrow, join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house. That's today. We're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at DeZavala, and then tomorrow, we're doing it all again, 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location. Catch all the Basketball Madness live with us. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-497-1990. That's 800-497-1990. 800-497-1990.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Is Michael Gallup going to become a Baltimore Raven? Well, according to ESPN, he had a visit in Baltimore today. No deal, though, has yet to be announced. And, of course, the NCAA tournament is well underway. A lot of action, but a lot more coming up for you tonight. 7-seeded Texas takes on Colorado State at 5:50. 6-seeded Texas Tech will take on 11th seed North Carolina State at 8:40. All the action on ESPN 1250.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to Big Day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. We are here until 6 o'clock. Then James Pledger will drive the bus from 6 to 7. Hopefully keep it on the road.
Absolutely. We always hope Pledge does that. We always hope Pledge keeps it on the road. That's for sure. Yeah, and it's a great place to be. A lot of things to see out here at Twin Peaks.
A lot
of basketball happening. That's for sure, and other things as well. So it's you need to get out here. Folks getting off work about now. It's a perfect time to head on out to Twin Peaks. Have a nice cold beer, 29 degrees. Something to eat and watch some basketball. Texas starts at what, 5:40, 5:50?
5:50.
All right.
Yes, 5-5-0. Illinois leading Morehead State right now, 57-48, 11:40 to play.
That game's over,
in the second half of that one. Reinagle was sweating for a bit, even though he's going to lie to you and say he was not. Oregon leading South Carolina, 34-29. Dayton right now, a 17-16 lead over Nevada. That game about midway through the first half. We do have some finals already today. Duquesne beat BYU 71-67 in an upset, also seeding upset. Michigan State over Mississippi State, a 9-8, 69-51 the final there. North Carolina, no problem with Wagner. Arizona beats Long Beach State by 20, and Creighton survived Akron 77-60.
What do you mean survived? A 17-point win?
Dude, it was 39-34 at halftime.
It doesn't matter. They won by 17.
Well, they survived.
What's your bracket look like?
My bracket, I haven't looked. I honestly, without looking, I think I've lost one game.
I think that's all I've lost. Depends on what bracket. And I was
what bracket? I thought you only did one.
Well, I did one that we're in with our friends at Kins 5. Right. So I've got that one. Then I've got the one that's in the Blitz group thing that we're doing, and I did one on San Antonio Sports Star as well. But on some of them, I forgot the early picks, and I kind of changed. Like the early game, for example, I had. One bracket had Michigan State, one bracket had Mississippi State. So it depends on what bracket we're talking about.
You know, as I look at my bracket, I'm trying to figure out, does ESPN, they put X's by ones that you win, or this just games that are final? So I'm looking at that going, why do I have an X there? I picked that one.
Maybe they didn't believe you. It's like he's not that smart. There's no way.
They don't give me a score yet. So that's strange. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here in the ESPN. I'll tell you what they do. They put a green check mark if you win it. Yeah.
But when I was just there, all right, I hit refresh and they went final. So let's see. How many have I lost? I think only one. I lost the BYU game.
In our I had Duquesne in that game, so I've got a green check mark there. Let me see how I've done in our group here. I lost the that's the one I had Mississippi State, so I lost that one. I've only lost one game in our Blitz bracket challenge.
Yeah, it's too early to get upset about that. And as long as your Final Four team is in good shape, which is why you should be sweating Illinois right now. You really should be.
No, there's no way. I mean, what is it, a 11-point game now?
But I mean, that's what it is now.
Illinois is taking control, and as I knew that they would. So we're in good shape.
Yeah, we are in good shape. What's the final there? I'm not really sure.
I don't think that game's quite over yet. Almost, though.
So as we're here at Twin Peaks, DeZavala location, it's 4 o'clock. I guess shift change is happening.
I guess so.
All kinds of activity going on as we speak. Another reason for you to get in to Twin Peaks. I just saw something on Twitter a bit ago, and for lunch day, you had the $6 cheeseburger, which is on special today. It's $6.
Yes.
I went with the pepperoni pizza today, but I was thinking about the chicken fried steak. And I thought you might, because a lot of places you will get a chicken fried steak. April Lancira tweeted out, I saw someone have ketchup with their salmon and swear by it. So she made the same attempt, and she said, don't do it. It was a horrible idea. Stay safe.
Well, who would put ketchup on salmon?
Well, I asked the question, who puts ketchup on a chicken fried steak?
I do.
Well, exactly. So somebody, she didn't call them out, but somebody put ketchup on their salmon, which I wouldn't do.
I don't eat salmon,
Well,
so I wouldn't.
Of
I'm not
course
a
you do.
salmon person.
Although I'm wondering now, obviously, a nice grilled salmon like that, you wouldn't use ketchup. But if you were doing like salmon patties and putting them on bread, would you use ketchup as
How about
the condiment
cocktail
on there?
sauce?
Or, I don't like cocktail sauce.
See, I do. I like cocktail sauce.
But but again, I'm thinking if you were making a like salmon patty sandwich, would ketchup be acceptable?
That sounds disgusting.
Well, what would you use,
A
mayonnaise?
salmon patty sandwich.
You realize that's a thing?
That's horrible.
Like salmon patties as a sandwich, that's a thing?
That sounds disgusting.
You thought a lobster roll was disgusting until you had one.
Well, I know the salmon patty's disgusting.
Well, again, you don't like salmon.
I don't.
But if you were to do a salmon patty sandwich, would ketchup be okay, or would you go mayonnaise? Clearly, you wouldn't go mustard. But what condiment would you use there? Because, again, I look at the idea that you put chicken fried steak on ketchup on chicken fried steak, which kept me, just the thought of that made me change my lunch order today, because I was worried you'd show up and say, oh, well, we need ketchup on that, and just ruin my lunch. I just couldn't deal with that.
Well, you thought I was going to get a chicken fried steak?
I really did.
Well, maybe I should have.
I really did.
See, I didn't
Well, you
know.
might tomorrow, since we're going to be at the Twin Peaks.
Well, I will.
Live
And
Oak location.
I'm going to put ketchup. Yeah,
They don't have ketchup at that location, strangely enough.
Is that right?
That is a 100% not
That's
true.
weird as hell.
Yeah.
I invite everybody out to Twin Peaks at Live Oak tomorrow to watch and witness the greatness that is a chicken fried steak, gravy, and ketchup. It's delicious.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. So you just invited people out to watch you eat?
Of course.
So witness the greatness?
Well, and they can have some too. I mean,
so are you buying everybody's lunch tomorrow?
I did not say that. But if they'd like to have a chicken fried steak, they're more than welcome to.
Or you bring your own fork and knife and cut a piece off and you're going to share?
No. Well, I mean, if they want to put ketchup on it, I will.
So if somebody is willing to come out tomorrow and try a piece of chicken fried steak with ketchup, you will let them eat right off your plate.
Absolutely. Because maybe I'll get two of them, and I'll have one for the taste test.
Oh.
See, I can do that. I'll have mine, and then I'll get another one for everybody that wants to come out and see what you've been missing your whole life.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah. I bet you Shelton will even take a bite.
I mean, Shelton is a bad example. That dude eats fried shrimp tails.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, he also bites his toenails.
That's a damn good point.
You would not think he's flexible enough to do, but he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I just got that picture in my head, and I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
It's almost like ketchup with your chicken fried steak.
No, it's not even close. Not even close to that. I'm more of a biter. Yeah, well, apparently Greg Shelton is.
Just his toenails.
Holy cow. Dude, I didn't want to look over there now. It's like I can't look at him. Because all I see is this big toe. And Shelton mangling away on that thing.
Vince Trevino on YouTube says he also eats shrimp tails.
Oh, my gosh.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, Vince.
I mean, it really does. I mean, we judge a lot of you on YouTube comments based on your comments. And, Vince, that does explain a lot.
Yeah, it really does. Boy, I tell you what.
And
y'all make fun of me for putting ketchup on a chicken fried steak. My gosh.
Well, that's gross.
No, it's really not.
Although I will say this. I would much rather have chicken fried steak with ketchup and gravy than eat a shrimp tail.
Or bite Shelton's toes.
I would rather eat. I would rather eat the shrimp tails than Shelton's toast. I mean, I'm trying to think if there is anything that I would rather not do.
There's a lot of things I would eat before that.
Shelton is just walked out.
Yes,
I mean, what have you done to offend him? He's our engineer. Our pilot just left mid-flight. What the hell? How are we going to land this thing?
Oh my gosh. Man, oh man.
Holy cow.
What's in a snickerdoodle?
Shelton's toenails.
Wow. That's
I mean, what do you do with that?
I don't know what
I mean, honestly, what do you do with that?
I don't even know where you go with that.
I have.
I mean, that's disgusting, and I think most people I feel like me right now, a little nauseated. These poor dudes back behind me can't even finish their wings.
I mean, they will.
You think so?
They will.
Yeah.
They will. Something will walk by and distract them, and they'll forget about the thought of Shelton trying to bite his own toenails.
Yeah, and some things don't have to walk.
Just another reason to stop by and say hi here at Twin Peaks. The DeZavala location is we're out here. First round games already underway. Your bracket maybe has a loss or two. Illinois starting to pull away.
Of course
now
they are.
Up 68-54. You want to add some excitement to your game watching? Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. The tournament's here. The Pick'em contest at Underdog Fantasy is the easiest way to get in on the action. So your bracket for the tournament, you've made that. Another way to keep playing, even when your bracket gets busted, because it will, is to go play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Pick between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry. Select higher or lower on all different kinds of stats in the tournament games for a chance to win big, up to 100 times your money in a single night. Endless projections to choose from. You can even create your own experience. It is fantasy, but it is legal in Texas, and a ton of fun to play as you watch all the games. So go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up using my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they will give you a mystery special pick to use in your first Pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
In Dare County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-785-9545. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-785-9545 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-785-9545 to see if you qualify. That's 800-785-9545.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
You know, I love people.
I do too.
I really do. He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We're live out here at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. And guy just walked in during the break, and you know we've seen him around. We know him, right? And he looks. He's like, dude, how much money is available in this bracket? Because mine is still perfect, man. Dude, you're not gonna win the $1 million, man. No. And to be counting money when we're not even halfway through day one. But he was like, dude, it's been a great day, man. My bracket's perfect. I won Breaking Benjamin tickets from you earlier, and I got a new CPAP machine. I need a beer. And I'm like, that's a sentence I never thought I'd hear.
You got a new CPAP machine.
That's what he said.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, go celebrate.
Well, I agree.
You know,
I'd be wear it in here.
Well, no.
No. Yeah, I don't think he wants to do that. Oh my gosh. Well, that's good. Hey, whatever makes you happy, Jason.
Well, I mean, look, if you've got a perfect bracket to this point,
congratulations.
And you're not alone. There are a lot of people that are going to have a perfect day today. I am not one of them. I lost my first game in the first two that they played, but I've only lost that one. But don't get all, I got a perfect bracket, boy. I don't start bragging yet.
Has anybody ever done that? I don't think it's ever been done.
No, and that's why they offer so much money in these things. You know, billion at sasportstar.com. Sure, Alpha Media is going to give you that. Go ahead, man. We'll put that up.
Well, sure.
$2 million at the bracket here at Twin Peaks.
$2 million.
Yeah, $2.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. They could put a gazillion on there.
You think, can I get in now?
No.
Oh. I'd have a perfect bracket too.
Except you don't.
But I would.
You would.
If I could put it in now.
Oh. Like Monday, fill it out. You'll have a perfect weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if they'd let me do that, I doubt I would have the perfect bracket at the end.
So a re-bracket draw?
Yes.
Like on Monday, let's redo it?
Yes.
And maybe we'll do that. All right, we're going to redo our brackets next week, and we're going to pick the Sweet 16 winners and go from there. Yes,
that's what we should do. And by the way,
hole, huh?
Illinois is up by 23 points.
Are they really?
I mean, this is a royal butt kicking now.
Well,
as I knew it would be. I told you the cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
Morehead State. They just let them hang around and make it fun for them, their experience at the tournament, and then they turn it on and it's over.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Now, do you have South Carolina or Oregon?
I've got Oregon.
Oh, do you really?
I do.
All the making fun of ducks that you were doing, and you took them anyway?
Well, I mean, it's not personal. It's business.
Oh, it's business.
I think I have Oregon. Let me check.
You think?
Dude, I don't remember who I've got.
I know I have Oregon.
In this one, I do have Oregon.
Mister, I only do one bracket. In this one,
South Carolina. The SEC is weak.
SEC is weak, huh?
It's weak.
Weak, says one Joe Reinagel. Illinois now up 81-58. Oregon up by 9, 40-31. Dayton leading Nevada 25-24.
That's going to be a good game all the way through.
It really will be. And Dayton is the 7th seed. Nevada, the Wolfpack, the 10th seed in that 7-10 matchup. Longhorns have Colorado State coming up at 5:50. And you look at, and one of the more interesting games tonight that I think is Gonzaga and McNeese. You look at the McNeese State Cowboys, they're a 12 seed. You always historically have 12-5 upsets. We've already had an 11 seed win today. But a lot of people think that this Gonzaga team isn't what Mark Few has had in years past. And McNeese is really good. That is an upset ready for to happen.
Well, I tell you what, that's the one team that, as you're looking at it and doing your research, that everybody's been talking up is McNeese State. And so I tell you what, everybody is high on that team. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that one turns out. Are they for real, and can they get it done against Gonzaga? I mean, look, Gonzaga, not as good as they normally are, not as highly touted coming in, but they're still Gonzaga, and they're still a basketball power. And so if McNeese can somehow pull off the upset there, that's doing something.
Yeah, Texas Tech has North Carolina State tonight, and another one, 8:55 scheduled start time, Kansas and Samford. And there's a lot of people out there, let me raise my hand, that pick Samford to upset Kansas in the first round. Part of that is, Kansas's tradition, but also without their best player, they haven't been playing good basketball. And Samford, 29-5 on the year, and that is a team that can score.
They can score. I've got Samford as well. Kansas is without their best player, it's going to be tough. Although they are Kansas and they've got some other good players. But that should be a good game. And that's the kind of thing I like, though. I mean, You notice how it works now is people are starting to believe in some of these schools when it comes to the tournament. Because, look, in men's college basketball, some of these schools that are smaller have players that have been there 3-4 years playing against freshmen, although not as talented as those freshmen. Still a little more cohesive, and I tell you that experience makes a hell of a difference when it comes to a deal like this. So people are starting to believe, and more people are starting to pick upsets in that first and second round.
Well, and again, that's the beauty of it. That's why we love college basketball. That's why we love the tournament. That's why you should get over here to the Twin Peaks on DeZavala Road and watch games with us. It's 4:28. Longhorns play in about an hour, and I imagine you're going to see a lot of burnt orange rolling into this place over the next hour. And it's interesting as you look at and think about, we were here for lunch, so we've already been here a while.
Yes, we have.
The turnover. A lot of people after the first round of games have already shifted out. It's almost like a hockey line shift. Next, a couple people, right about the time school is letting out. All right, let me close out my tabs, take another shot, and then go pick up the kids. And then you get the afternoon people that are rolling in now. But I imagine in about an hour or so, it's going to be packed as the Longhorns get ready to play. And again, I'm a Longhorn fan. I think they win tonight, and then they lose to Tennessee over the weekend. I don't have them going far, but tonight's going to be a lot of fun.
So you think Rick Barnes is going to take care of his old team?
I will be rooting for that not to happen, but my bracket, which I try to pick with my brain and not my heart, says yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see the upset. I just don't see that. I mean, let's face it. The Longhorns too inconsistent this year. It's kind of like the Aggies. Aggies playing tomorrow, against Nebraska. I think they win that one, and then they come home.
All right. Well, we'll see. It's the beauty of it. And I love this tournament. I really do. It's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to be involved in, and the brackets make it fun. I mean, I have people that don't follow sports at all want to fill out a bracket and have some fun with everybody else.
It's always Brenda in accounting that wins these things, isn't it?
It is.
They pick on mascot names or cuteness of coaches or weird things, school colors.
Well, that's what I did. I picked the Creighton Blue Jays. I like that name.
You like that one?
Yeah.
And you went anti-Grand Canyon because you don't like purple?
Well, exactly.
It's funny. The other day, you didn't know that Grand Canyon was a place.
Well, I thought it was an online school.
And our server today is
the
actually
University of Phoenix as well?
A graduate of Grand Canyon University.
I know. That's crazy.
And she went to the campus.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. My wife, a graduate of the Grand Canyon. Her master's degree is from there, which is why I've been there.
Well, okay.
Because it was all online, but for whatever reason, she wanted to go walk the stage and graduate and actually step foot on campus.
I don't blame her. You get a master's degree, I would want to walk the stage too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, meet all the people that she was in these online groups with.
Absolutely.
It was, it was a great trip. That trip to Phoenix. My daughter fell in love with Phoenix, which I think is part of the reason why she's at Arizona State now.
There you go.
She likes it out there.
Phoenix isn't bad.
No, Phoenix is a good city. Shohei Ohtani, how much trouble is he in legally? How much trouble is he in with Major League Baseball? What about the interpreter? The cover-up that is happening seemingly right before our eyes? We're going to get our legal expert on the line to get his thoughts. We'll get educated by Nico LaHood. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are going to do some grilling this weekend and a little bit later on in the show, we are going to give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market because what we do every week, we call it Grilling with the Blitz. And, you want that $50 gift card, you got to do some grilling. You want to do grilling before you do. Make sure you get into Tri-County because that great meal starts with great meat, and there is no finer place to go than Tri-County Meat Market's two great locations. Locally owned, full service. They have everything you need. You want to do beef. You want some steaks, some beef ribs, a brisket, chicken, pork, the fajitas, the poppers, you name it. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. If you're not sure what you want to grill, just go over to Tri-County and let that meat counter talk to you. If you're not sure how to prepare something, talk to the guys behind that meat counter. They will give you great advice. Tri-County, you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for 25, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Two great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. Yes, the tournament continues. How are your brackets? Are they busted? Or am I going to be singing some Elvis-like One Shining Moment tunes next week?
Plus, the Spurs are back in action. Can they refine their winning ways? And can Wemby continue his Defensive Player of the Year prowess? We'll get into it starting at 6.
World Championship Boxing is coming to San Antonio. Freddie Roach, legendary trainer of rising star Gio Cabrera, will be headlining the boxing event of the year at the Boeing Techport Arena. Stars like Justin Figueroa, Shariah Moreau, along with several Texas fighters, are set to light up the ring. Don't miss this epic showdown, Saturday, March 30th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at dmpboxing.com or call 210-600-3699 for details. Brought to you by Everlast, Quintana Rum, and Desi Martinez Promotions.
Now is the best time to buy a Kinetico water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Kinetico at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets, the bus wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks today and tomorrow. Join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Today, we're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at DeZavala. And then tomorrow, we'll be doing it again live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks Live Oak.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt, yeah!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt, yeah!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Yeah!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, live at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location, as the first day of the first round of the NCAA tournament is underway. March Madness, we'll update scores as we go along. Right now, Nevada goes to halftime, leading Dayton at 35-24. So you look at where we are, and a week away from opening day of Major League Baseball, although the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres, for whatever reason, have already played 2 regular season games in Seoul, South Korea. They'll come home, play more spring training games, and then start the season over, I guess, next week. Now, while they're over there in Seoul, this major story drops involving Shohei Ohtani, who did not speak to reporters today. No surprise there. He had people guarding his locker as he was in there, because a story broke late yesterday that his interpreter had been fired and was accused of stealing. Major theft was the term used, $4.5 million. Then the story changed, or that was after the story changed, that there was some gambling going on and Shohei was involved. And I think it's become a major story because of the change in story. But there's a lot going on here for breaking Major League Baseball's gambling rules for Shohei, but also legal rules, federal law, maybe federal prison time. And when there's complicated legal stuff, we go to the expert, the Blitz legal expert, Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Nico, I watch enough lawyer TV shows, as you know, that when you see inconsistencies in stories, that's where all the red flags come from. And we've got a lot of major red flags with this one already, don't we?
We do. I mean, the truth is usually consistent. I mean, there can be discrepancies in your description of the truth, whether you saw 3 punches versus 1, there was 5 people versus 4. But when you have an inconsistency as to someone's involvement in a set of actions, especially a behavior or actions that could be illegal, obviously it's going to raise red flags, and it's going to make an investigator ask more questions, not less.
We know, Nico, what's funny about this, and as Jason described, the story changed. Yesterday, the interpreter asked Shohei for money to pay off his gambling debts. Today, the interpreter stole the money. When you see something like that, and you're talking about inconsistencies, but just a story changing like that from one day to the next, what is your first thought?
Well, first of all, I'm going to pause, because the way that you just described it to me, and that's the way I read it also, the interpreter is saying one thing, and then Shohei or Ohtani is saying something different. That's not a discrepancy in one person's story. That's a discrepancy in people's positions. So the interpreter is saying he gave him the money. Then Shohei is saying, no, I didn't. It was stolen. So that's not an inconsistency, again, between one person. That's competing testimonies, or competing stories between 2 people. So obviously, the interpreter is going to say he was given the money, that he had permission to have it, or at least he paid off his debts, from what I understand. And then Shohei is saying, no, I never gave you that authority. So there's I don't know how he got hold of the money. I mean, that's going to be something that has to be looked into, because if the interpreter didn't have access to the money, and if Shohei didn't pay off the debt, then how did he get the money? And so that raises a higher level of scrutiny on whether it was theft versus misapplication of fiduciary funds, whether it was, I mean, in Texas, we don't have fraud. Fraud is under the theft statute, and embezzlement is under the misapplication statute. California is California, right? Who knows what laws they have, but they have different laws than Texas. So it's different over there.
Nico LaHood joining us here on the Blitz. It kind of feels like, after investigators raided this bookie's house and they found all this stuff, and it kind of reads like something out of the movie. They found cash, they found casino chips, money counters, phones, laptops, all that stuff. And while going through that, they found Shohei Ohtani's name, and they went, well, that guy's pretty famous, and these are some pretty big wire transfers that are coming through. So what's going on here? So Ohtani's team apparently laid out to ESPN, who was asking questions, and seemingly admitted that Shohei did make at least 2 $500,000 wire transfers sent to that bookie, with the transfer's description reading loan that was in there, that according to ESPN. And then I think they realized, well, we just opened up Shohei to 2 years imprisonment, some big fines and punishment for Major League Baseball. And that's where the story changed, where it came to theft. And so that's why you kind of wonder, did Shohei know? Did he not know? Was it a loan? Or did this guy that's been his interpreter and friend since 2013 literally steal from him? And is he taking the fall, is how it kind of reads to me.
Well, it's a couple of things here. So number one, was the interpreter making bets for Shohei? That's the first thing. I guarantee that's going through somebody's mind. And if not, and then just because there was a wire transfer doesn't mean that Shohei had knowledge of that wire transfer. That's where you get into the fiduciary analysis. Was somebody, i.e. the interpreter or somebody else, a fiduciary for Shohei, meaning that they had the responsibility, the trust, and the authority to do money transfers for him? I guess that's way too big for my opinion, but everybody's different. There's going to be more investigation. This story is not going away because either the interpreter is a straw man for his bets, or if he wasn't, how did he get access to Shohei's money if Shohei did not know of these transfers? Why was it a loan versus what is it classified into his books? Who had access and who had the authority to transfer money for him? I mean, I don't know if he speaks English or not. He's got an interpreter for a reason, but I don't know the depth of his understanding and who handles all his finances, how many layers of financial advisors he has, and who can pull the buttons and has the keys to what for him. Because I understand he's obviously a huge star. So it's just more that I have a lot of questions is my point right now. There's not a lot of information out there.
Well, Nico, let me put my conspiracy theory hat on here.
Here we go.
Now, without incriminating myself, although I am talking to my attorney, so I feel pretty safe. I know a lot of bookies, and I don't think that any bookie with a guy that's making $300,000 a year is going to let him run up a debt of $4.5 million without thinking that there's somebody behind him. Am I way off base there?
You're not. They usually control the amount of debt. I mean, what the bets that they can put in, even the ones on the streets. I mean, I understand in 40 states, booking and betting is legal, but yes, they're usually not going to let them run up a tab that high. Now, was it a running tab? Did he make a promise that Shohei is going to back me on this? And were there false representations to the bookie? I just don't know. Again, I believe everybody deserves due process, including Shohei, including the interpreter. Obviously, he's in more of a pickle on the surface. There's an appearance of an impropriety for sure for him. Shohei, obviously, he's close to his interpreter. I understand they're friends. There's just a lot of questions. I'm wondering if, for him to fire him and accuse him of theft, I mean, he's basically opening Pandora's box for this interpreter if he does have the goods on Shohei, that he has no reason to protect him anymore. So I'm just curious if there's an agreement or what the underlying relationship or knowledge is of these bets.
Nico LaHood joining us here on the Blitz. Now, the interpreter, and I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, but the interpreter in the 90-minute interview with ESPN said that obviously Ohtani wasn't happy about it, but said he would make sure I never do this again, and he decided to pay it off for me. The reason, according to the interpreter in the ESPN article before they changed stories, is the reason Ohtani made the transfers himself was because he didn't trust the interpreter with the money in case he went and gambled it again. And the interpreter kept saying, and everybody so far involved in the investigation says Ohtani does not bet, did not have make any bets himself, and he did not realize that he was dealing with an illegal book. And I think it's important that they are saying that now, because in Major League Baseball, the rule is players can gamble on sports, just not on baseball, if they do it through a legal book or casino, not an illegal book. And I think that's where you also saw the story shift, because the original interview that the interpreter and Ohtani's people did with ESPN kind of exposed Ohtani to a violation of Major League Baseball rules, and also maybe a little federal crime based on a California law that you're not allowed to transfer money to an illegal book.
Yeah, no, again, that's a big deal because that goes into Ohtani's mens rea. That's called the criminal intent of a crime, whether it's intentional, knowingly, reckless, criminal negligence. each statute has a different mens rea. And so if Ohtani's defense is, I knew he was booking, or I was booking, but I thought it was legal, that's one thing versus it being illegal. So that's going to go to his mens rea. I just can't believe that Ohtani, or if I'm butchering his names, I'm sorry, Ohtani, Ohtani, the baseball player. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm sorry. Ohtani, I can't believe that his advisors allowed the interpreter, and not that he could stop him per se, but to interview with ESPN, because everything he says is not privileged information and could be used back against him or Ohtani. So there's just a lot of questions. I would want to know who has the authority to transfer $500,000 at a time from Ohtani's account, his financial institution or his bank. What safety mechanisms do they have? And do they have to hear from Ohtani himself? Do they have an interpreter on their end to make sure it's Ohtani that is verifying that he wants that big of a transfer? It's not a $5,000 transfer. They're $500,000 transfers. And I want to know what their security measures are. You sure I'm going with this? There's a lot that needs to be looked into. I have a lot of questions right now.
Well, Nico, let me ask you this, and forget about California. Let's look at Texas, because sports gambling is not legal here either. If that were to happen, a wire transfer of that amount of money here in Texas, what are the ramifications of that if you're caught and prosecuted?
Well, that's different gambling statutes would overtake that. But let's look at the interpreter. He would either be charged with or could be charged with theft. That means that he had an intent to permanently deprive Ohtani of that money, or at the very least, it could be misappropriated funds. The argument could be he may or may not have had rights to control some money or transfer them, but he wrongfully used that ability to subject the money to substantial risk of loss, even if he didn't lose the money. Look, if you take money when you're not supposed to, and you subject it to a substantial risk of loss, which betting is by definition, even if you win money on top of what you bet, you still subjected that money to substantial risk of loss. So now the fact that you won may go towards your punishment, but it doesn't go towards the guilt and innocence side of it. Now, on the other side, if there was a misrepresentation to induce a fraud, so a fraudulent misrepresentation on Ohtani to get him to transfer the money, well, that would fall under the theft statute on the interpreter as well. So there's a lot of ways to skin the cat on this one. Under Texas, he would be looking at some of those charges, maybe obtaining property by false statement, securing execution of a document, or monies by deception. There's a lot of ways under the white collar section that we call of the statute that he could be charged in Texas.
You know, Nico, as I look and we figure out state laws, with it being federal authorities that did the initial raid, could he be looking at, is this more of a federal case, a state case in California, or would it actually fall under both and he would have to deal with one set of potential charges if they do charge him with anything from California and then a federal charge, or will this just be a federal case?
It depends. If the federal authorities are leading the investigation and they're the lead on this, so they're the ones evaluating it for charges, at least usually. It could be both. There's not double jeopardy when the federal statutes are charging you for the same actions as the state statute covers. There's not double jeopardy, so you can be charged with both. When I was district attorney and we were working with federal authorities, we had great communication with them, and we'd make decisions on, hey, this is more federal, you guys take it, or vice versa. So there's usually a lot of working together between state and federal authorities. But if federal agents are the ones doing the investigation, they're evaluating it for some type of wire fraud transfer. There's a lot of things that can fall under wire fraud. And so they're looking at something like that with this big of money and this high profile of a person.
Out of curiosity, when I hear federal authorities, you know, is it FBI? Is it what federal agency do you think is looking into this that would be tracking in and then raiding an illegal bookie?
Probably the FBI, right? ATF. It's not dealing with guns or it's not dealing with drugs. I mean, from what I understand, so it's probably the FBI.
You know, Nico, I just you got to be following this and as curious as we are as how this whole thing's going to end, because at this point in time, I mean, you probably know better than anybody. I have no clue where this is going to go or how it's going to end.
Yeah, you never know. This could take a real weird turn. I mean, investigations, and when you have interviews and people that are doing what we call proffers and talking and they're being interviewed and they may uncover something else. Who knows? I've seen investigations when we were prosecuting and defending go in very different directions where the investigation initially started. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, with somebody as high profile as Ohtani, I mean, it could go anywhere, but it's not going away. Let's put it that way.
It's not going away, but when you look at, Nico, gambling in sports and the integrity of the game and how leagues have been so forceful when it comes to gambling and punishment, can the commissioner of Major League Baseball, with what we know now, allow Shohei Ohtani to start the Major League Baseball season next week? And while this investigation is going on, or where you would anticipate, even though he's the biggest star on the planet when it comes to baseball, do you see him letting him start this season with this cloud hanging over his head, knowing if he lets Shohei walk on this, the next guy that gets caught gambling is going to say, well, you didn't do anything to Shohei, so why are you punishing me?
Well, I think you have a couple of analyses. Number one, I don't know what their contract specifically says. Is it the appearance of an impropriety or is it an actual charge? From my understanding, he's not the target of an investigation right now. Neither is the interpreter yet, from what I've read, or I've read very little. So I think there's an out by the Major League Baseball, in my opinion. You know, they're going to want him to start the season. He's not a target. He deserves due process like anybody else. Even if he's accused of an allegation, it depends on what his contract says, because you're presumed innocent. I mean, I believe that. I don't just say it. I mean, I believed it when I was a prosecutor and DA. I believe it now as a defense attorney, of course. People are presumed innocent. An allegation is just that. He hasn't even been accused of anything yet. He's not even a target or a subject, from my understanding. So I don't see how contractually, legally, how baseball at this point right now can stop him from starting. I don't think they want to anyway. They're going to look for any way to let him start, in my humble opinion. But, I mean, he's not been accused of anything.
I agree with that, but with Major League Baseball, you are allowed to gamble on sports other than baseball if it's through a legal book, and because he was paying an illegal odds maker, or an illegal bookie rather, I don't think you could plead ignorant and get away with that. I think that's what they've got to be looking at, right? Just because he did interact with, and the bookie, whether true or not, did tell other clients that Shohei was a client of his to help drum up his own business.
It would do me a favor and put a good word in to Ohtani for me. But if I was his defense attorney, I would say he needs an interpreter for a reason. So people are telling him what they want him to hear. And no, he doesn't know who's in a legal book or not. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying from a starting point, he has an interpreter for a reason. I mean, he can't do transactions on his own. He has an official interpreter since 2018 or whatever. I don't know how good his English has gotten or the depths of his understanding of complex issues, but he has an interpreter for a reason. So again, it goes down to what he knew or didn't know, what his mens rea was. That's the analysis, in my opinion, of what he actually knew.
Nico, let me testify here, my friend, because the truth be told, Jason hates the Dodgers, all right? And he wants something to happen to Shohei. He hates the Dodgers as an Astro fan.
There's some truth
That's
to that.
the problem.
There's some truth to that. But also, I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. So I'm just looking at that. But, Nico, that's why you're the best. That's why we reach out.
Absolutely.
And you go that way. Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group. Always appreciate the knowledge and insight, my friend.
Thanks, guys. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Nico LaHood on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
That dude, you can't stump him.
No.
I mean, he's got an answer. He knows everything. I love that guy, and it's always good to have him on with legal cases like this to get some insight into it.
Absolutely. And that's part – I mean, I do think, though, Manfred has to do something, whether it's a statement, something before the start of the season, because right now it looks like, even if it's an indefinite suspension while the investigation continues. And you're a Cardinal fan. You would love to see him not be in the lineup next week when the season opens.
I wouldn't mind, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to happen to Ohtani. So we'll see how this thing plays out. It's going to be interesting to watch.
The Blitz live out here at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Longhorns play in about an hour from right now. Get in, hang out with us, watch the UT game here with us at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. We'll go over all the tournament scores when we continue here on the Blitz, and Wemby talking about his involvement in the future of the San Antonio Spurs and how that process is going to go. We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before you accept it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all, the collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's most forgiving driver ever made, the Max 10K. Come in today and test drive Ping's newest driver at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Visit us at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single season and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
At LL Flooring, we've been a trusted partner to pros for over 30 years. With over 400 nationwide warehouses full of in-stock, job-ready inventory, you'll get what you need. And our exclusive pro pricing means that pros never pay retail. Because at LL Flooring, all we do is floors. So we're going to do it right. Sign up for a free pro account today to start getting pro benefits. LL Flooring, every step covered.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Easter's on its way, and I wasn't going to let this year's celebration have empty baskets. That's why I'm so glad I went to Kohl's. I found toys under $20 and saved extra as a Kohl's Rewards member. Then with an additional 15% off, I found Apartment 9 dress shirts for my husband at $25.49 and got myself some cute dresses under $30. Plus, earned Kohl's cash. So take my word for it. Hop on over to Kohl's for great brands and great prices. Select styles. Kohl's Rewards offer ends March 24th. 15% offer ends March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center.
Michael Gallup, well, he had a visit with the Baltimore Ravens today, according to ESPN. There's been no deal yet to be announced. And, of course, there's plenty of tournament action. The big dance is certainly underway. Texas, they'll take on Colorado State at 5:50 tonight. And then 6-seeded Texas Tech will take on 11th-seeded North Carolina State at 8:40. All of that action on San Antonio's ESPN 1250.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix out at Twin Peaks on DeZavala here until 6. Then James Pledger will host extra innings with Pledge until 7 o'clock.
Pledger's coming out here?
Pledger is coming out here. It's going to be Pledge and grumpy-ass Greg Shelton for an hour.
Oh, that's going to be fun. While you and I are sipping on a cold one.
Yes, sir.
How about that? That's going to be must-see radio.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Lots going on in college basketball. Obviously, let's do a quick recap of the games that are in action right now. Oregon pulling away from South Carolina 74-62. Nevada has opened it up on Dayton now 43-29, about 5 minutes into the second half of that one. Finals from earlier today, North Carolina blows out Wagner. You had Arizona 20 better than Long Beach State. Creighton, they survive Akron 77-60. Illinois, they get by Morehead State 85-69.
Get by. Jeez, get by. They blew them out of the water.
Well,
as predicted.
It was 39-38 at halftime.
All right, but did they quit at halftime?
Duquesne beat BYU, and Michigan State beat Mississippi State. You happy?
Of course I'm happy.
Morehead State stayed within shouting distance for a while.
Until they got into the second half, and then Illinois said bye-bye.
They wore them out. That's exactly what they did. Just flat wore them out.
I like Illinois. You know what made me a little skittish this morning? I'm listening to the Morning Cuddle, and Rob Thompson's out of the Big Ten. We're going to see their true colors, and I'm like, oh wow, why did you just say that, Rob? I wish you wouldn't have said that. So I'm happy that Illinois came through. Right, I had to admit to Rob Thompson that he was right.
Well. You know, and again, we never want that, certainly, for sure. But, you know, so far on my bracket, the only game that I've lost was BYU. But I have, Illinois winning in the next round. So, my bracket's still in really, really good shape.
Well, it depends on what bracket you're looking at. I'm not doing good because I've got Dayton, I know, and I'm going to lose that game. And then I've also got, what was the other one you're talking about? The other one that's a blowout. I don't think I'm on the right side of that one either.
That's going on as we speak?
As we speak.
As we speak right now. Oregon over South Carolina, 76-65.
I think I'm split on that between my brackets.
I thought you said you're a one bracket guy.
Well, I'd like to be, and this is why, because I can't keep track of anything. And the problem is that I don't know why I switch teams like that. I usually don't do that. So I'm doing things that I don't normally do, Jason, and that concerns me. I mean, it really does. I'm usually a pretty consistent guy. I want to just stay consistent. That way I don't have to worry about it. I know where I stand. And now I got to go in and look at every bracket and figure out what'd you pick here and who'd you pick there. And it's just a pain in the butt.
Well, so far I have Oregon, and they're going to win. And I also have Nevada as the 10th seed upsetting, and my pick was Nevada. So I'm in pretty good shape on those two as I look at my bracket.
It's round one.
It is round one.
I don't have Nevada going very far, or Dayton, or South Carolina, or even Oregon. So doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You can lose all day today and tomorrow. As long as your Sweet 16 teams stay alive, most of them you're in good shape.
Well, that's it, really. If your Final Four is intact,
yeah,
you're going to be in good shape. If your Sweet 16 is mostly there, you're in really good shape.
Yes.
If whoever bites you today, if they don't bite you on whether it be Saturday or Sunday, you're in good shape.
I agree with all of what you just said. What do I have here? I've got Dayton going, so they're going to lose. Man, see, this is what concerns me.
There's still 12 minutes left in that game. They're only down 10.
All right.
I mean, although I've got Nevada, so I hope it stays this way.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I mean,
let's go Flyers.
I mean, our beer bet is on the line. Is that what you're worried about?
No, I'm not worried about that.
Oh,
I got a couple of brackets that actually cost money.
A guy on our YouTube is the guy with the CPAP machine. Is your bracket still perfect? Yeah, all right, so he still has a perfect bracket. I don't want a conversation, just a yes or no. Yep, there we go. I mean, a guy walks in here to Twin Peaks earlier is like a sentence I never thought I'd hear. First off, we're 3 games in. I got a perfect bracket. How much money is on the line here? Like he's still going to get it. Like you got to win more than today and more than the afternoon session to collect the million, right?
Yes.
And then he won Breaking Benjamin tickets from the station earlier.
Nice.
And he said he got a new CPAP machine today. It's been a great day. Time for a beer. That's a string of words in a sentence I never thought would be put together that would make me laugh.
You know what I want to know, and I'm sorry you have to have that thing, but how do you shop for a CPAP machine? Is there like different? It's like shopping for a car.
Good Lord, Ryan.
Where you've got a
we
compact
just said we don't want to have a conversation with him. And what are you doing? He's 3 beers and 4 shots in. You really want to know about a CPAP machine?
I'm asking the question.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
At the sleep apnea place, they give you one. You want the one that looks like you're an F-14 fighter pilot or not?
But no, I don't know these things, so I like to ask. I'm a reporter at heart. And I want to know what the hell's going on.
Do you need a CPAP machine?
No.
Are you having trouble?
Not that I'm aware
of. Are you
of.
dealing with sleep apnea? Because I'll tell you, when I was fat, I had one of those things for a while, and you felt like you're a fighter pilot, and it never stayed on. You roll over and the thing just comes right off your head, and then all that air wakes you up because it's blowing in your face and wakes up the dog and everything else. They're a pain in the ass.
Well,
and quite frankly, it kind of, the man, if you need a CPAP machine, get it. Stay alive.
Absolutely.
But spontaneous sex is out the window when you're wearing one of those things.
Can you imagine your wife rolling over and saying, honey, whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. A whole new meaning to getting ready.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad for anybody who has to wear that, so I'm sorry. I just didn't know. I mean,
although
I didn't know if there's different models and sizes.
Of course there are different models. All that. It's all there, but basically whatever the doctor tells you to get.
Just get it.
I don't think you can buy them at the store.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think you buy them at the store.
Okay.
Right there. You don't go into like Walgreens and go, I could be wrong on that, but whatever sleep study, whatever you're doing, your doctor is like, here's this or that. And, whatever he's getting a kickback on is probably what you end up with.
Well, there you go. All right. Well,
I guess.
I have no clue.
I have no clue either. And I'm sure, because I go back, I needed one. It was, I don't know. I had my weight loss surgery in 2010, so 7, 8, somewhere in there. I have no idea. I don't remember. I hope technology has gotten better.
Well, I hope so, too. Dude, you see James Pledger ran in here like he was late for a meeting.
Well, he is late for a meeting. He looks somewhat half homeless, half wearing a jacket. He's brought more luggage with him like he's going on a 3-day trip, and he walks in like he's on the phone, like he's a busy booking for Shohei Ohtani.
Exactly. I'd like to have been that bookie, win $4.5 million.
Except that bookie's going to jail.
Well, he is.
Yeah, we'll dive into that coming up here in a bit. But Wemby had some interesting things to say today about the future of the Spurs and what his involvement is going to be. A little bit more detail than what we've heard before. Pretty interesting stuff. We'll dive into it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Make plans to get out to the big blind tonight, because they are having something that's really special. In fact, they do it today, tomorrow, and Saturday. It's called High Hands Escalator. Goes on from 7 o'clock till 2 a.m. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. The Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio. But here's what you do. Between 7 and 8, high hand, you win $100. 8, 9, 150. If you last till 1 or 2 in the morning, you can win up to $600. Going to be a lot of fun out there. Plus, you're having fun playing poker anyway at the Big Blind. Not to mention the fact you won't miss any of the games. You go into the Big Blind, you sit down, you're playing poker. There are TVs all around. Everywhere you can see, there's a TV, so you won't miss the big game either. You hungry? They've got food, drinks there. In fact, they've got a bar right there. Service second to none. It's incredible. Look, it's from the owners of the Root Pub and the Angry Elephant, so you know that it's going to be first class. And look, when I say it's an upscale environment, I know what I'm talking about. Been to a lot of poker rooms in San Antonio. None of them compare to the Big Blind. You know exactly where it is. It's right down from the Root Pub and the Angry Elephant, and it's first class. Get in there and check it out if you haven't been there. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Get back in there and have some fun. It's the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's time, basketball bettors. It's March Mania. I'm Rob Thompson here to tell you about BetUS.com. Over the years, I've endorsed only one sportsbook and casino, and that's been BetUS.com for years. They've been driving to the basket for 30 years, and I've been a part of it. And this year, BetUS has got an epic three-pointer going for you. 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambling insurance. It's epic! Get started by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS, it's where the game begins.
The most common form of treatment for the arthritic joints is normally cortisone injections and gel shots and over-the-counter medications. And most patients have tried all of that and are still in pain.
Every day, Dr. Aaron Wolkoff, a QC Kinetics medical director, meets patients who have exhausted every method to get relief. They've been told surgery is their only option.
They want to stay away from that path, and they come to us almost as the last hope. So we're using our own body's properties to help manage pain, to help slow arthritis down, keep the patients active with no downtime, and getting back to what they enjoy doing. I mean, I love what I do.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments from our board-certified providers help heal and restore aching joints. No surgery, harmful drugs, or downtime. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years, went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched insurance solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Get ready to swing into the official ultimate after-party experience at 90 Proof Bar and Grill. We're turning up the excitement after the big tournament with an epic celebration. See you at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, corner of Lucky Ranch and Highway 90, this coming Monday, March 25th.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Maddox, live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location on this Thursday. Longhorns play in about 30 minutes from right now. Tomorrow, we are going to be live at the Twin Peaks Live Oak location.
And that's going to be fun out there. I can't wait to get out there. This has been a blast, and the line change you described earlier in the show is starting to happen.
Yep.
As the Longhorn game is getting closer and closer, you see people coming in, getting a good seat, and getting ready to go. Come on out here and join us. I know a lot of you getting off work right now. Come by and have a beer before you head home and watch some basketball with us.
Absolutely. And it's, what I love, and granted, right now you've got a couple of games that aren't close. Nevada leading Dayton 53-39. Make that 56 as they Wolfpack just buried a big three. And Oregon with a 12-point lead over South Carolina, 85-73. But earlier when there were some close games, the intensity with everybody reacting because one bracket's going one way and another could be going the other. And it just is a lot of fun to watch games like this with big groups in place. Now, Spurs had a long practice today. And according to Tom Worsborn, in an article just published on the Express News website, Wemby says he is very much on the same page with the front office when it comes to mapping out the team's future. And I thought it was interesting. And also it said that he talked to the media after a lengthy post-practice on-court session with Pop and assistant coach Mitch Johnson. Kind of interesting that they're having a lengthy conversation. I don't know. I guess it's there, but he does describe the relationship as with the front office as the best. But I think it's interesting. He said, I feel like there's no fights between us. It's good. It's the right way for the future.
Well, I don't know what he's going to say, and I'm sure that Spurs management is talking to him and asking him what he wants, what he thinks will improve the team, what position players does he think he can work with and need as he's gone through this whole thing. I agree with that. I still, while he says that, and I love the fact that he's a team guy, he's going to say all the right things. I think he's as anxious as we are to see what this team in the offseason. I can't imagine, Jason, that they've gone to him and said, well, you know what, we're going to take it really slow, Victor. Well, we're going to take it slow, and next year we're going to be about the same thing, and 2, 3, 4 years from now. And I can't imagine that Wemby would be on board with that.
I can't either, because we know, and he talks about it a lot, that kid wants to win. But last week in Austin, when talking to the French media, he said that he was more and more part of the strategy for the future. So this was the first in-depth opportunity, if you will, for local reporters like Tom Worsborn to ask him to expound on that. And he said, of course, my job is to be on the court and make baskets, but the fact that we work together, it is the best for both our developments. He was asked to elaborate on that. And, he said lots of communication with the coaches and the front office to know where we are comfortable with each other in the game and when we're not comfortable, and the kind of pieces we need to add. A lot of discussion, because at the end of the day, the GM, the front office, they know their job. They can do almost anything with what we got today, but it's a matter of how well they understand us, the players and the coaches, about where we want to go and how we want to develop. And so it's like, dude, I know my lane, but I know you're building around me. And he does seemingly have a lot of input. It almost feels like maybe more input than previous superstars that have been a part of this organization.
Well, I think so, because first of all, he's Wemby, right? He's a generational guy. He's somebody the Spurs hope they have for a long time and win a lot of championships with. That's one thing. The second thing is that when Tim Duncan got here, this team didn't need to be rebuilt.
Yep.
Tim Duncan was plugged in with some great players, and they just went to work. Wemby's completely different. They've got the youngest team in the NBA, so it is different. And now you ask him and get him involved in how this team is going to be rebuilt and what steps need to happen. I can only imagine. And I'd love to get Wemby and take him to Chuck E. Cheese and have a pizza and sit down and talk with.
Better pizza than that.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. He's a young dude. And ask him, point guard, is that what you want? You play better with a Trey Jones than you do somebody else. Do you need another big? Would that help? How about a wing? I mean, all of these things I'm sure they're talking about, and I hope that the front office is listening, and I can only imagine that they are.
Well, and again, I think it's weird, because we know with a lot of organizations, the star player is heavily involved. And, I think you go back to LeBron James, right? LeBron's involvement of putting pieces around him, seemingly, other star players in other markets, who's coming, who's not coming, that sort of stuff. And we've kind of been immune to that to a degree in San Antonio, or, if there was a lot or some of that going on, we were kept shielded, and the front office does their thing. And I look at the Spurs very much like a military organization with a chain of command, and you're a player. Coach is coach, although Pop has that dual role. Front office does his thing. Just him talking about his involvement and his help at whatever he needs. And he's such a team guy. They want my input, I'm going to give it to them. They need help scouting some of these French guys. I know all those guys, and certainly that makes sense. And it would be dumb of the Spurs not to use his knowledge with French players. The other thing that he said today, which is another reason why I think this rebuild will be sooner rather than later. Another reason why I think there will not be a slow process to rebuilding, his wanting to win. His goal for the rest of this season is to make sure they do not set the franchise record in fewest wins. He does not want his name to be a part of that. interesting. And there's games listed that they've got coming up that are against crappy teams that they should be able to beat. How important is it for the team to finish with at least 21 wins? Tom Orsborn writes. Wemby answers, very important. The whole focus is on winning these games. We've had our ups and downs in the season, but we know each other way better today. So it all comes down to all our personal efforts to make this work. It's going to work. But he does not want to be a part of being the worst in franchise.
And who would want to have that on their resume? But, look, I appreciate that there's crappy teams coming up. But have you looked at the standings lately? I mean, aren't the Spurs in that situation?
Well, they are.
Aren't they in that same crappy,
Yeah, they suck.
Of course.
I mean, right now they're in the bottom three of suckage, and quite frankly, they need to stay there.
I don't know if you could look at the schedule and look at any team and say, well, that's an automatic win. That one right there, pencil that in for a W. How about that one right there? That's a W. You can't do that.
Well, they've got the Grizzlies and the Pistons coming up.
Okay,
those are winnable games for.
They're winnable games.
They're
for
two
sure.
crappy teams.
But
playing.
are you gonna put a W beside them right now?
I would not put the Spurs. I would not bet money on the Spurs winning anything. Quite frankly,
yes. That's common sense.
But Detroit. Maybe. I'd have to see what the line is. But in reality, I mean, you've got some bad teams coming up. And I think the fear, and I think at this point it's way too early to have this fear, but I'm seeing a comment from Fred Caceres on our YouTube channel. I still believe that Wemby will be leaving in 5 years if the Spurs organization doesn't get Wemby some help.
I believe that too.
Well, I believe that too, but I don't see that happening. I really don't. The Spurs have the draft picks. They have the money. They've got some tradable pieces right now. They don't necessarily have to be patient. And I think that we get caught up in words, right? And when I hear Greg Popovich say things like, we've got to do it the right way and we can't skip steps. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean it's got to be slow. It doesn't mean that we're only going to draft and we're going to get all these draft picks. I think you can avoid skipping steps and do things the right way through free agency, through trades, and obviously through the draft. So they don't have to wait 5 years.
I hate
they
that.
They don't.
That we can't skip steps. What steps are you talking about?
I'd
like to know what those steps are.
I would like to see Wemby walk upstairs and not skip 4 steps with every step.
I'm sincerely want to know what steps are those. We can't skip steps. Well, what steps are those? I don't know. Does anybody know? I'd like to know what the hell that is.
I think in some degrees, you can't just go add players, big name players, just because they're big name or they fit the budget that you want to spend. And I do think that's where the Spurs do still have all of our trust. They will find the right guys that will fit. And I don't think they will bring in if option A and option B aren't available and they don't like option C, then they're not going to bring in C. That would, to me, be skipping steps just because they needed to fill that. I don't see them signing the wrong player, a guy that they're not sure is going to be the right fit to a contract, a long contract here, just because, well, he was the one that was available that said yes.
Well, the Spurs,
that's what I look at as skipping steps.
Spurs have never done that.
No.
They're not going to do that. They're going to bring in the right kind of character guys, as they say. But look, they've got to know what they're lacking. All right, they don't have shooters. Pop has said as much. They need shooters. That's an absolute must. They've got to have players that play better defense. I mean, you got Wemby, who had defensive player of the year. Yeah, but you got nobody else around him playing defense. So you need players that can play some defense. I mean, I can look at it from the outside looking in and know where those two holes are. So, I mean, yeah, you got to go out and find those guys. And the right guys, I agree with you there. But I just don't see – those guys are out there. And I don't think you can't do that through the draft. You're going to have to go find some established players. Get your draft players, that's fine. Most likely they're going to be playing in Austin. Go find some veteran guys that can fit the bill, that can shoot the basketball and play a little defense. And if Spurs don't make the playoffs next year, but we see improvement, then you go out and you keep building and doing it that way. I just, again, am confused by the whole skipping steps thing. And I just think that's coach speak. You know, I mean, if Jason Garrett trusts the process or whatever the hell he said, and I mean, I think it's coach speak. We're not going to skip steps. Well, tell me what those steps are, and we'll go from there.
Well, some of us are skipping because our brackets are looking good. It's gone final. Oregon ends up blowing out South Carolina. Final score 87-73. The only other game currently in progress is Nevada, a 56-47 lead over Dayton with 5 minutes to play in that one. Coming up at 5:50, 18 minutes from right now, the Longhorns taking on Colorado State. Then you've got Kentucky and Oakland, Gonzaga and McNeese State around 6:25, South Dakota State and Iowa State at 6:35, and then you get into your late games. We'll go over all the tournament action as we continue here live from the Twin Peaks. The DeZavala location is where we are right now. Longhorn fans, you got about 20 minutes to get in here to see tip-off of that one. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. He'll get you taken care of. If you need uniforms, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. If you need caps, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Those caps just waiting for your logo. Speaking of logos, you need your company logo, your organization logo on any kind of dress shirt, fishing shirt, golf shirt. Go see Sam. He'll get you taken care of. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands. He's the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small. You need one item, 24 items, 10,000 items or more, or anywhere in between for that matter. Call Sammy's Embroidery. 210-824-3900, 210-824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery and Printing.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
Dave Ramsey here for my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, I'm Greg Figueroa.
And I'm David Figueroa. Over 30 years ago, my brother Greg and I set out on a mission to offer the world a better hot sauce.
That's right, David. We made Melinda's thicker, hotter, and better than ordinary hot sauces.
And now we have 32 exciting and delicious sauces that hot sauce fans are obsessed with, like our ghost pepper sauce, our Thai sweet chili, and our best-selling black truffle hot sauce.
Melinda's also has 5 spicy ketchups made with real sugar and no added junk like high fructose corn syrup. People ask David and I, what makes Melinda so good? That's easy. We think like chefs do. Instead of burning someone with hot peppers and vinegar, we use fresh plant-based ingredients and the finest chili peppers perfectly blended to set your mouth on flavor.
Go to melindas.com to find our line of craft condiments at Walmart and other fine retailers. And right now, get 20% off our award-winning sauces with code SPORTS at melindas.com. That's melindas.com. melindas.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Paul.
I run a farm with my family, and thanks to Cricket 5G, I know they can reach me, even when I'm out walking our dog Valentine.
Good dog, Valentine. Big nationwide 5G. Get fast 5G on 4 lines for only $25 per month each. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Real customer pay for testimonial. Discounts vary per line. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Fellow Americans, former CIA officer Jason Hansen here. Market instability and soaring debt have put your retirement at risk. For protection, I recommend diversifying into physical gold from Advantage Gold, a 5-star rated gold company I've used for years. Their customer service is unmatched. Call 800-741-GOLD now and say Jason Hansen sent you and get a free 2024 gold investing kit. Again, call 800-741-GOLD.
Hey, it's Jim Rome, and it's great to be back in San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on this Thursday afternoon, live out at Twin Peaks, the DeZavala location. Longhorn game about 11 minutes from tipping off. Now, here on 94.1, the Blitz ends at 6. Extra innings with Pledge will be live here on location. We've let them out.
Yeah.
Why we let them come here, I'm not sure, but apparently we got some court documents that allowed that. So Pledge live here from 6 to 7 with grumpy-ass Greg Shelton. That's going to be rather entertaining. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, this is what you love about the tournament. Nevada was up big. They have not scored in over 4 minutes. Dayton has made a run. It's now 56-53 as they fire up a 3. We're now tied with 2:43 to play in this one. Crap. I'd already moved Nevada on.
How about that? How about those Flyers?
Well, and again, I mean, the tightness of those Wolfpack types at this point.
Well, and when that starts rolling downhill, sometimes it's tough to stop.
I mean, all of a sudden, they're shooting like Virginia. What the hell is going on?
Nobody can shoot that bad.
Wow.
That was horrible. That was awful. But that's what
they break the drought.
They did. This is going to be a great finish with a couple of minutes left to play in this game. And a good game, but you're exactly right. It's why we all love this tournament, right? You're thinking this game is over and no chance, and here comes Dayton with a big run. And man, this is and who knows? Well, we're tied again at 58.
Can you imagine? And again, I mean, the crowd there, everybody's going nuts. It's why you love the tournament. And you think about what I've seen on social media today from our friends at Circa Las Vegas. Dude, I cannot wait till next week. Next Thursday and Friday, we're going to be live in Las Vegas doing the show from Circa Las Vegas. Opening day of Major League Baseball. All 30 teams are going to be in action next Thursday. And then we've got Sweet 16 going on. And Circa Las Vegas has posted some photos and videos of what that casino is like, that sports book is like, Stadium Swim, what the pool area is like. And just knowing that that's where we're going to do our show, I've got a friend who just sent me a message, says, I'm so jealous because they were trying to figure out if they could go, and they can't.
Can't make it. That's too bad.
And so I'll tell you this: if you're going to Vegas next week, if you're thinking about it, there is a discounted room rate for Blitz listeners at sasportstar.com. If you're not staying at Circa, you should be, but if you're not, come hang out with us
Absolutely.
at Circa. It is going to be a wild time. Just best way to communicate with us next week is probably through Twitter, so make sure you're following at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix. And you can do that anytime, but if you're in Vegas next week trying to figure out where we are, because while we're saying where we are, if you're stuck on 281, we realize we might piss you off. But this is one of these weeks where you're going to be living vicariously through us doing one of the coolest things that we get to do.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've been excited about this since we knew it was going to happen. And the folks at Circa, I was out there and went to Circa last weekend for a little while, just looking around and seeing everything. And I tell you what, the excitement level got up. But then seeing the pictures today of everybody there in the sports book, the giant sports book, by the way, and just having a lot of fun. I cannot wait to get there. It's going to be a blast.
Dayton has taken the lead at 59-58. They are on a massive 26-2 scoring run.
20-2, yeah.
20-2 run in the last 5:48. And they got a chance to extend their lead, but they turn it over in the paint with a minute 15 to play in that one. I've got Nevada, so I'm a little distracted right now.
I've got Dayton, so I'm a little distracted as well.
Josh Jimenez wants to know for betting at Circa or with Ohtani's bookie. Well, at Circa, of course, because Ohtani's bookie right now has all kinds of federal authorities. I was about to say something. Checking him out. I don't know if he's taking bets at the moment.
Yeah, with a microscope.
Yes.
Up his kazoo.
Yes. Yeah. Kazoo, huh? That's a term I haven't heard in a while.
Well, it's good for radio. So he's closed. So, but Circa is the best place to do that anyway. So that's what we'll be doing. And I would imagine if we seem really distracted during the show next week, one of us probably might have a few bucks on one team or another.
Oh, that's a possibility. I thought you were talking about the scenery at the Stadium Swim. Because, I mean, we've had some moments here today at Twin Peaks that have been distracting.
I haven't been distracted. I've been perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Perfectly fine. I mean, we were watching a yoga class earlier.
We were. Yes, we were.
What's that?
Very flexible.
Yeah, some of them here are.
Apparently.
What was it? Dogward down? Or downward dog?
Dude, I don't know. Are you kidding me?
And then she fell into the box.
Yeah.
The adjustment zone. You learn different things, man.
You sure do.
You go into some places and you just want to order off their secret menu.
And this is one of those places.
Here they have a secret space. Yeah, they just pop right out.
Are we still talking about
basketball?
Yoga?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure. Sure. Yoga. Is this they go to a timeout here or what?
Yeah,
they go to a timeout with Dayton up 61-60. It's interesting that the Ohtani situation's brought up on YouTube because it's been such an interesting story, trying to figure out what is really going on. And I think this story has just become such a bigger story because the original story changed. And, there was an investigation. ESPN caught wind of the investigation. ESPN's granted an interview with Ohtani's former interpreter. 90 minutes. They lay out all kinds of stuff. And then immediately say, well, wait a minute. No, this isn't what happened. And they changed their story because what was originally laid out put Ohtani certainly in the crosshairs of not only violating a law, like legal law, like federal laws, but also Major League Baseball rules. And so they completely changed everything to make it look like, no, Ohtani is fine. He is completely fine, and he knew nothing. And we're talking about massive amounts of money. So you go from, he's my buddy. He had a gambling problem. I took care of his gambling problem by paying off the bookie that I didn't know was an illegal bookie. And again, I don't know if claiming ignorance is enough to get by. Major League Baseball, it will be interesting to see as we're a week away from opening day how quickly they handle this, either with an indefinite suspension, a major suspension, or some sort of statement saying we're investigating and let it fly. You know what I mean? So it will be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Well, I have a feeling that nothing's going to happen. That's what I think. I really do. And I understand everywhere you're coming from, and I get it, and it should happen, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, is going to come up and say, well, we're investigating and we're doing this. And while the investigation is going on, yada, yada, yada. And this guy admitted to it. And I just have a feeling Shohei's going to skate on this. I really do. And it's unfortunate, but I think the way that his lawyers have molded this thing, and with the interpreter now kind of admitting to it, I think he's going to take the fall, and I don't think anything's going to happen to Shohei.
I think inconsistencies in stories are always the biggest red flags, right? And when you look at, because it is gambling, if it were any other kind of rule violation for Major League Baseball, I would agree with you that I think Shohei Ohtani would skate on this. He is the biggest baseball star on the planet. If Manfred let him skate, because based on what we know right now, he violated rules, if you go with the original story.
Right.
And with what the federal authorities found when they raided the bookie, finding his name associated with wire transfers and that sort of stuff. At the very least, because it is gambling, I think Manfred does have to. There's a 3 at the end. Nevada is not going to get it. Shot one more shot at the buzzer, and he misses it.
Oh,
Dayton
that's too
comes
bad.
back and beats Nevada 63-60. An incredible run for Dayton down the stretch. An incredible collapse for Nevada.
Never a doubt.
And now I've got 2 losses in my bracket.
Boy, that's a shame.
I just don't know how Manfred, because it's gambling, lets him skate.
Well,
and if he does, the next time there's a gambling thing, a player is going to say in the union, well, you let Shohei go. What's the big deal?
Well, or he's going to step up and say the librarian stole my money and made bets, and I had nothing to do with it. I mean, seriously, that's what they're setting themselves up for. I just think that he's such a big star. The way they framed this thing, the way it looks right now, with the story changing, with this guy basically confessing that he stole this money, I just don't know where they're going to go with it. I hope they do something, because I think they need to, just for the integrity of baseball.
But he confesses that he stole the money after originally saying it was a loan.
I get it.
So I don't know if I believe the confession.
Well, it's not what you can believe. It's not what you believe, Jason. It's what you can prove.
Thank you, Nico LaHood.
Yeah, I heard that on some lawyer show.
Yes. Well, that's it. And again, innocent until proven guilty.
True. All of those things.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Dayton moves on. Longhorns game is about to get underway. Is we've got a party going on here at Twin Peaks
we do
on the DeZavala location. The Joe Reinigle fan club making an appearance.
Yeah, I just had
on the San Antonio Sports Star
and
YouTube
that was nice.
channel.
There they go. Yeah, it was great. No,
exactly.
That's
now, who is
fine.
your wife's friend here? It's a good thing your wife is here watching.
I know,
because
right?
otherwise you'd have
truth?
some explaining to do.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's time for What's on Tap.
All right.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
Time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets to any of these shows, see their entire lineup and their menu. They've got the Greyhounds out there tonight, Skyrocket on Friday night, Heartburn, a Talking Heads tribute on Saturday night. Josh Heinrichs is out there on Sunday. Again, samsburgerjoint.com.
Tonight, out at the Frost Bank Center, Jim Gaffigan. He's a pretty funny guy, right? Barely Alive tour. Forest Country Store tonight, Bike Night, presented by Javelina Harley Davidson with free live music. That might be entertaining. Green Hall has Tom Gilliam and the Cosmic Messengers. Aztec Theater, Jimbo's Drag Circus World Tour.
Okay.
Speaking of interesting, could be funny.
Frost Bank Center tomorrow night, Spurs and Grizzlies. Kathleen Madigan at the potluck party happening tomorrow night at the Charlie McCombs Empire Theater.
Do we have to bring something for the potluck?
If it's a potluck party, your wife will. Treaty Oak Revival is at Floor's Country Store. The Thorn is at the Tobin Center. Marlon Wayans is at the LOL Comedy Club. And Bluebonnet Palace has the Damn Torpedoes, a Tom Petty tribute band, a tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I have seen the Damn Torpedoes. They are damn good. And that singer, how he looks like Tom Petty is scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Plans for Saturday night or Friday night. Friday night. Saturday night, make plans to go see the Spurs and the Suns. That ought to be entertaining for sure. Green Hall has Giovanni and the Hired Guns. Aztec Theater, Jimmy Carr, terribly funny. Does he put that on himself, or do we get to decide?
You decide.
I'll decide. Marlon Wayans still at the LOL Comedy Club. I would like to go see that. That'd be a lot of fun. And then at Toyota Field, you have San Antonio FC versus Colorado Springs. The Switchbacks.
Okay.
Ought to be fun.
Green Hall on Sunday. The South Austin Moonlighters are going to be out there because clearly they got to work on a Sunday night while they're moonlighting. ACL Live, Imagine Mooney the third, featuring Asleep at the Wheel, Larry Gatlin, Gary P. Nunn, Jimmy Vaughn, and other special guests.
Wow,
that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And Spurs and Suns on Monday night, so they got a back-to-back with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, they do.
You wouldn't put them in that crappy team category, would you?
No.
All right, just checking.
No, not at all. What's on tap again? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com. You know what else we do on a Thursday? This is Ryan Eagle's favorite thing to do.
Yes, it is. We judge meat.
With the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
Big voice guy forgot to say grilling with, but either way, it is Grilling with the Blitz, brought to you by Tri-County Meat Market. We tell you every week, you know you're doing some grilling. You know you're posting photos on social media. Upload those photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportsstart.com. And you could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. That is what Scott did, and Scott wins. He's got a lot going on. His grill, a veggie basket, ribeye, and a sea bass for his wife.
Well, good for him. Now, you do that too, right?
Yeah. Well, not the vegetables.
Well,
but,
the sea bass. Like you'll make yourself a steak. And then
Yeah, if Joanna wants some sort of seafood stuff that isn't shrimp, then I'm grilling me a steak and her whatever fish she would like.
I got to get by Tri-County. We've got some guests in town this weekend. Going to do something up on Saturday night.
Absolutely. So. What I find interesting with Scott and what he's got going on there is he's got that fish right on the grill grates. A lot of times when I'm doing fish, I get those wood planks that they sell at H-E-B all over, and I cook them on those. It's amazing the difference those little wood planks make versus right on the grill.
Now, right on the grill, wouldn't you worry about that thing falling apart?
A little bit. I mean, but I'm assuming while it's probably hot, it's not going to be on there very long.
All right. I got it.
I would hope.
Well, since I'm not going to be grilling fish anytime soon, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, because you selfish.
I am.
What if your guest wants sea bass?
Well, they better go somewhere and get it. There'll be a takeout play, Uber Eats.
That'd be the last thing I think I would get from Uber Eats. Let me order a fine sea bass and have it travel in somebody's car for 31 minutes.
Like, if they're coming to my house, they're eating what I want. How about that?
You're the hostess with the hostess.
I'm telling you.
Aren't you? Extra innings with Pledge coming up here at Twin Peaks on DeZavala. Longhorns and Colorado State. Colorado State just took the lead. It's 4-2, but we haven't even broken a sweat in this one as I wipe my brow going, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, looking forward to it. First, I got to tell you about Stevens Roofing. Stevens Roofing is really that one name in roofing that stands high above the rest. And, you know, the weather has not been the best, and it is spring